Hello.
Hello, can you hear us? I did not do a test today, so this is a test of seeing if I need to do a test.
Legendary. Oh god, this thing makes my eye. I look so.
Oh.
This helmet makes me look so dumb. Okay, we can hear you.
Yeah, all right.
Oh my god, my eyes. What is this?
You do look very dumb.
I mean, no wonder.
Your eyes look very close together.
No wonder this was effective military garb. The enemies would just laugh.
That's what the design is intended to do. I'm going to hide this coffee cup. Hello, everybody. This is...
It looks like Flea with that helmet on. Oh, thanks.
You going to go play the bass in your underwear or something?
I do have a bass guitar. Haven't played it in a while, but I do have one.
Hello, everybody. Right. This is the 20 Strong Other Ones stream. It is the ones that people care about less. Everyone loves Solar Sentinels, and they don't really like Too Many Bones or Victorum, right? That's not true. So Too Many Bones is what we'll have
after this
one. And that will be with Ryan, who made that deck. But right now we have Salem, who was key in creating the Victorum deck. Up top, I will say the Elder Scrolls late pledges are available. You can check them out. You can get your Elder Scrolls pledges in now. I believe like everything that we offer is in that catalog. Keep in mind that if you order things with Elder Scrolls, you will be ordering, they will come with Elder Scrolls. So if you order it now, you won't get it till like next year, whenever that fulfills. Also, 20 Strong late pledges are closing soon. I believe at the end of this month. So better now than later to get your hands on 20 Strong faster than you would if you pre-ordered it.
And there's a question, will there be an update for shipping soon or an update at all regarding it? Thank you for being transparent. I don't have the details on that. I don't know if you have.
In regards to 20 Strong?
I would imagine that's in regards to 20 Strong.
If that is in regards to 20 Strong, I imagine they will do an update when it is shipping. I know they have talked about air shipping it to cut down that time. I imagine they would airship it to distribution partners who would then distribute it as normal. But I don't know.
If there is, if anyone, I know, like the Joshes and Chesney are at like meetings all day, so they might not be watching. But if there's anyone at Chip Theory watching that might be able to provide an answer.
If there's anybody who could hypothetically call themselves my boss,
hypothetically,
you feel free to pop in and tell me if I said a whoopsie. And if you have a better, yepsie. Yes, thank you. I think we do look great too. This is the garb of the people of which we're playing as, which is Victorum. Do you want to talk about the Victorum deck at all? Or do you want to get right into it?
No, I'll briefly sort of give an overview.
Also, if anyone has any specific questions about the Victorum deck, ask them now so Salem can go over them.
Okay, so the Victorum deck is trying to, as with the Too Many Bones deck, both of them are trying to capture sort of the feel and adventure of their original games, but of course drastically changed to accommodate to fit into the 20 Strong engine. So for the Victorum deck, rather than it being like you're traveling across the world, recruiting new characters to build yourself up to a Scion battle, we've sort of condensed it to now where the whole world has come to Mount Vesuvius. And you are fighting all of the other forces on Mount Vesuvius, so the other Primuses, to try and build up your forces, build up your character, and then once you've defeated all of the Primuses, challenge the Scion. So same kind of like premise where you defeat the different Primuses to take down the Scion, but it's all on Mount Vesuvius, so you're navigating around this one mountain, which is replicated by the pyramid, which we will show in a minute here.
Yeah. And real quick, what is 20 Strong is a good question. We have done many videos. It is one of our latest campaigns, Elder Scrolls being our latest. 20 Strong is a dice using card game where you play through a deck solo. There is one overall rule set that has to do with these dice, these 20 dice, 17 of which you can roll, 3 of which hold your
stat
stats.
dice. Yep.
The dice, much like Hoplo dice, have different hit probabilities, and some of the sides have crits.
Yeah, there's one crit on every die.
Yep. And then you have health, rerolls, which is also
like
your item limit.
Yeah, it's your strategy.
And then
your strategy stat.
Yep. And then recover.
Recovery. Yeah.
Yes. We have worked.
We've gone through many iterations of the game, so like going purely off memory, it's easy to just fall back into old terminology. But I think that's correct. I could look at the rule book. That's right here.
Yeah, you sure could. So strategy is going to be like
that's the Victorum rule book. That doesn't have that. We would need the base 20 strong book. It's so far away.
Here you go. It's somewhere in there. Good luck.
I don't want to actually find. No. I'm not digging through that right
now. Strategy. How many rolls you get before you resolve your roll.
Mm-hmm.
Health is your health. You die if it goes to 0.
That's typically correct, yes.
And then refresh or recover, whichever it ended up being, is how many dice you get back to your pool at the end of each encounter.
So one question we do have here about Hoplo, blue and green dice have been swapped in regards to Hoplomachus original dice colors. Was that intentional? Yes. So at one point, these dice were going to just directly mirror the Hoplo dice. But, we found that, okay, we really wanted to sort of add a little bit of extra flavor with like crits, both from like just the fun of getting crits and feeling that, yes, that rush. But also then we could incorporate it into a lot of effects. So there's like enemy cards that can't be damaged by crits or can only be damaged by crits. It gave us a lot of interesting design space. Yeah. So once we did that, we were sort of like, okay, well, we're really not bound to the Hoplo colors anymore, because there was a point where we're like, oh, well, then people can use their alloy dice for this and things like that. But once we made that change, we sort of reevaluated, like, okay, do we actually like these colors? Like, are we set with these colors?
We're missing purple, the most important color.
And we decided to make a few changes based on, like, we didn't want, I know, like, the black dice were going to be kind of similar to the stat dice in their final look, so we didn't want that to be confusing, so we separated those dice out further. And then we also wanted to sort of make it so that they have, like, a color gradient scale. So, like, you have the lighter dice, so the yellow dice are the weaker dice. And then it goes to green, which is a little bit lighter, and then blue, which is, green a little bit darker than yellow, and then blue, and then purple. So we did change up the colors a bit to kind of have it be that. And then we kept the red dye red because that's sort of a very visceral, very pop, like it pops out, so it really stands out as like, hey, this is the one special red dye. So that's kind of I wasn't part of, like, that's more of a question for our design team, but that's what I remember.
I'll say
as
that
far as the conversation.
When I was playing 20 Strong and Victorum, I would whine a lot about the dice being the wrong color because blue and green feel like they should be swapped. And now that they have been swapped, I don't remember at all which is which because I whined.
All right. I just want to see if there's any finally wearing your normal clothes for a stream. Yep, correct. Will this be at Origins to demo?
No. I will have a single copy that I will demo for some like media folks, but unfortunately, this isn't even like our final. This is something also to note up top. This is not our final copy. So there are things on here that we don't super want to show off in person yet, because this was the copy they sent us to check for errors, and there are some errors. So we sent that list back, and those will not be in the final product, but I also don't want to highlight them by showing them off in person too, folks. Some things to note with the Victorum deck: some of the foiling will look a little scraped off. That's going to be fixed in the final. And then some other things. We're also playing with stickered dice. You will not be getting stickered dice with the final product. Ideally, who knows? Okay. That's not true. Don't quote me. But yeah. Was that all the questions then?
Board Game Co. said at the end of Game Found booth will be 20 strong decks to play, but I don't know which of the 3.
That is old info. I got to touch base with him.
Okay.
He will have Unbreakable to demo, so I'm definitely going to give that over. said maybe on 20 strong. So I don't think we will have. I don't even know if we're gonna have nice dice in time. This is something I'm trying to get in time, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But
wow, how could you let us down like this, Andrew?
I know it's me personally. I'm the one who manufactures. I mean, that's the problem.
It's
I
all your
manufacture
fault.
everything. I'm just in my garage banging out dice. Unfortunately, our current distributor doesn't ship to Mexico. Did the Elder Scrolls?
I
thought they
do not
didn't.
feel confident enough to
Yeah.
answer that question offhand.
Same.
Yes,
So-
just because I don't want to give false
Yeah.
info or one way or the other.
Yeah. If there isn't any on the campaign, I'm sorry. That is not unintentional. That is
Yeah, and
just how it
I
works.
don't know if I can answer this for Mexico specifically, but I do know that there are some countries from Elder Scrolls that we have been able to ship to because of a translation partnership.
Yep.
So it's not so much that we are actually shipping it to them, it's just that with that translation partner, we're able to get the games in that country because they're producing it. So, but again, I do not know enough information, so I do not want to say anything definitively. But if there is a discrepancy as to what is available for 20 Strong versus Elder Scrolls, that might be one of the reasons why.
I will say this too, as someone who did not used to work in the board game industry and now does, a fun thing I learned about translation partners is that they actually make the product. So that's weird. So that would make sense that they could then distribute it.
Next question, what is the box under your arm?
This is Aprilis and the Fool. Those should ship soon. We have them, but I shouldn't have it under my arms because I'm just fiddling with it. But it's Aprilis and the Fool, a Scion and Hero expansion for Victorum, which is
also
are
present
indeed represented in the deck.
In the 20 Strong deck. Where is Aprilis?
One of the more fun Scion fights because it's very weird.
It's very weird. And Aprilis, sort of one of her kind of significant prowess cards in Victorum is that she can copy the prowess card of one of the Primuses that you're going up against.
Yeah.
And so essentially, depending on who you're going up against, she can get almost any prowess card in the game, which can make for some very, very interesting and fun builds. I remember during playtesting seeing a lot of weird combinations being like, oh, this pairs perfectly with her, or, this really makes this playstyle exciting. And in this game, what she does is anytime she doesn't have like her own base sort of innate ability, but when she defeats a Primus, she then gets that ability as like an item.
Yeah.
So it can be really
Very
fun. But you
cool.
start off weaker than most, but then you can end.
Also important to note, I don't think it's in this artwork, is it? So Koalamos has a big whoopee cushion.
Does he? Oh, he does have a whoopee cushion.
Yeah, have you not? So let's gotta showcase it. It is very funny. It's a fun little thing that if you haven't noticed it, it's an old timey whoopee cushion. So it has a big horn attached to a cushion.
How have I not seen that? I've looked at that art quite a bit, and I just missed that, I guess.
He is also reacting to the whoopee cushion. All right. Well, let's get into setting up. Forgive me a bit with cameras. I did last minute scramblesies on them.
So before you switch.
Yes.
Oh, I guess you could switch to that one. Yeah, because we're all right. So I'm actually gonna let chat decide who I fight against.
So the Roth channel, made by mistake. Gilly's still working on how to get rid of it. I think he was trying to talk about his wrath towards Discord. I don't know. We'll see where that goes.
Yep.
So, say your thing now.
All right. So we're gonna let chat decide which, and according to our master of streams here, polls can go only up to 4. That's
true.
Correct. Okay, so I'm gonna draw 4 random Scions at random.
Sure.
And we're gonna do a poll to see which one I should go up against.
Yes. Good. Correct. Which is how the game is played.
This is totally random. Okay.
So these are the Scions. These are the bad boys.
So in this one, before you even pick a hero, you pick your. Oh my gosh! Why am I struggling so much on the name, you pick the Scion. There we go. Okay. So here are the 4 options. We've got Koalamos. We've got
Tautier.
Zahak. And Itzum Kabayin. All right.
Itzum Kabayin.
Do you want to make a poll? Or do we just go for the first one I see?
What does chat think? Probably a poll.
Yeah, okay.
My monitors have been reversed. Okay.
Will the Scion names remain in red in the final product? It doesn't look super readable. I will say part of that is because of the lighting and the reflection. I can read it. I will just say this much. I can read it very well in person. I do apologize if it doesn't come across in the thing, but I think part of that's because like the lights are right on it and it's reflecting right back up. And
yeah, it is quite a dark red. Like it is. It's pretty hard to not read it, honestly. Like it's very readable.
All right, so I do appreciate everybody jumping into the chat. I think we are going to do an actual poll, though, so make sure to vote. Once
I'm trying to be...
Oh my gosh, you're so slow.
They're big, weird names. They're not in my language.
Just do Itzum. You're good. Just hit go.
Itzum Kabayin. That's right. Right? Sure. I don't know. They're close enough. Everybody, there's a poll in the chat.
There goes the poll.
Let us know who you want. It's Kabayin is a big old croco alligator. I forget which one. Zahak is a guy who has snakes.
Does have snakes.
Tautier is a big weird mountain beast.
Yep. And Koalamos has a whoopee cushion.
It's a big koala. Also has a joy buzzer, a jar of snakes, and another thing that Ryan said that I missed. But there was a 4th one.
And a dream about becoming a dancer.
So the lightning bolt is the joy buzzer, right? Jar of snakes is like a can of...
It's like the can
snakes.
of... Yep.
What is the 4th one? Ryan, get back in the chat.
Oh, here's the real question. Will it see you later or in a while? Well, I think it's a...
I don't know if the card... I don't know if the card could respond. Is this giving... That's probably not giving an impression on the... The foils look very cool on the names.
Yeah.
I wouldn't change them for the world. Maybe for the world, actually.
I would hope so for the world.
Squirting lapel flower.
Oh, okay.
Important. Good.
All right. How's the poll looking?
I'll close it. We're good.
All right.
It's got enough votes.
Okay.
Probably.
Okay, so who is the winner?
Tautier.
All right.
Or as I affectionately call them, Tootie.
Okay, so...
Should I switch
Yeah,
over?
you can switch now. So now we sort of already went ahead... Oh, we got to rearrange some of that. We went ahead and sort of just founded the basis of Mount Vesuvius because we wanted to try and already get it in a spot that was relatively in frame.
Yep. I think it is now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
So then I'm going to go ahead and set up the rest of this. So the way the Victorum thing gets set up is there are all of these different camps, as they were, and they're going to get 6 cards in each. So I'm going to just go ahead, since there's already one, I'm going to go ahead and just count out 5 and place them in each. What are you doing?
I'm just being helpful.
No, that's not helpful because I got to put the primuses underneath them. You just messed it up.
You don't want them tightened up.
No, okay. I don't want them tightened up.
I see.
And actually, can you go ahead and... I forgot. These need to be flipped over. So once I finish these, we'll just flip the whole stacks over.
I see. Okay.
Because in this one, actually, all the cards are going to be face up.
Ah, much like in Victorum, where you can see the stuff.
So, yeah, right? you can see the very next thing. It's also important too because it's like the cards have the backs, and so we wouldn't want to make it so that if you can just memorize what all the cards can do, you have an advantage. Just like
that's true. Hot tip: if you're playing Victorum with everything faced the wrong way, don't do
Wait
that.
a minute.
Stop it. Huh?
Are we missing cards?
Say what?
Oh my god, no, we're not missing cards. This shouldn't be there.
You goofball.
You set it up.
I've played it twice.
Okay, we're not missing cards. I just forgot that the Scion goes in the top camp.
Secutor. Provocator. Peltast. Serpent.
All right. Okay. So now that Mount Vesuvius is set up with more space, okay.
Wow. So complaining.
So. All right. Okay. The good news is when you play it, you don't have to worry about having it be in frame of a camera.
Unless you're playing it on
Unless you're playing it on stream.
I don't know who you are.
Okay. All right. So after in this one, you don't actually get to just pick freely from all of the heroes. Depending on what difficulty, it'll tell you how many to randomly pick from.
Sure.
And the rest become Primuses. So if you play on the hardest difficulty, you actually then get to pick from the whole roster, because you will have to fight all of the other people. So I'm gonna go ahead and let chat decide again here.
Oh, also, here, I'll cut to this while we're laying those out. Hello, Origins. We're going to be at that. That's next week. We're going to be at booth number, I believe, 1400. I should have remembered it instead of leaning very close.
1400.
1400. Booth number 1400. Stop by and say hello. Yep. There you
Time
go.
to get out a straight ruler and measure the distances of all the dex cards. Distance should be exactly 12 millimeters. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
You do lose if everything's not like exactly...
Oh my god, that's gonna bother me every time you come back to it. All right, I'll get over it. Just
kind of a mess. That just sort of like drains into the bottom corner. All right, so our choices.
Here's the choices. All right, so we've got Decimus, who sort of every time he uses a single-use item, he can recover a die or gain a health, or actually both. He can do both, but his health is capped at 4. He's got low starting recovery, though. We also have Sea Strider, who deals extra damage with yellow dice and can freely recover one. Stygiana, who she can recover 1 die for each active enemy if there's more than 1 enemy. So she sort of benefits from going up against larger groups. And then Nox. At any time, she can weaken a die. So a mechanic in this game is you don't have all the dice. You only start with about half of them. And over the course of the game, you have to recruit more. Or you can strengthen or weaken dice, too, which is like they'll go to the next highest or next lowest available level. So what Nox can do is she can weaken a die, so it goes to the next lowest level, but then she can heal. And she can do that whenever. So as long as she has dice to demote, she essentially is immortal. But demoting those dice is going to start to hurt really quick. And then she can also ignore the untraining penalty on bloodshed enemies. So if you ever take damage from a bloodshed enemy, you have to dismiss a die. You have to put it back into the training grounds. All right. What does the symbol on the top left mean? And why does... Oh, wow. That's funny that Nox is the only one. So that is the universal hero symbol. That is to tell you that, hey, this hero's mechanics do not require the unique setup or systems of Victorum to play. So essentially it means if you want to play Stygiana in the Solar Sentinels deck, you absolutely can. That's not to say that she is going to be as balanced to that deck as the Solar Sentinels heroes themselves.
Quick note on Universal Heroes. I don't think any of them are like perfectly balanced.
No. And in fact, actually, like as I think about it, if you bring Stygiana into the Too Many Bones deck, it's probably going to be wild because almost every encounter in Too Many Bones, you're going to be facing more than one enemy. And so she's just going to constantly get that recovery. So she's going to just kick butt. What the Universal Heroes kind of do, though, is they kind of give you a fun way to experiment with the game. It's almost like, ooh, I want to test the limits of this. And sometimes that means modding the game. So that can mean finding a character that's just overpowered in one deck and just feeling like a god. Or it could be like finding a character that's really underpowered in a deck and sort of being like, oh, this is my challenge. I want to see if I can beat this deck with this character. Things like that. So no backup plan for Stygiana, just win. That's true. That being said, though, the Too Many Bones deck, I don't want to take this away from Ryan when he comes in here, but the Too Many Bones deck does have 2 generic backup plans if you are playing with a universal hero.
Wow, you just took that from Ryan.
I did take it from Ryan.
He's crying in his office now.
Ryan, more like crying.
Oh, no.
Sorry. Okay. Anyway, did you put up the vote? All right.
I did.
Should we close the vote?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's close it. It's looking like it's likely going to be Max.
Give it back to Ryan. Now, one thing I could have also gone into is because these other heroes, I'm gonna have to.
Sad Ryan.
I'm gonna have to fight as Primuses. So that is another thing you can use when deciding who you want to play as. So it's like, who do I want to play as?
Before everyone voted.
I figured I'd just let it happen.
Nox. We got Nox.
Nox is the winner. Okay, so the rest of these are going to become Primuses, and they're going to go under certain decks. See, this is why I wanted more space.
Going under certain decks. How are we determining?
It's in the rulebook. It tells you which ones to do first.
I see.
All right, so Stygiana will sort of be poking her head out of there.
Sure.
Decimus will poke his little head out of there.
All right.
And then Sea Strider gonna poke his little head out of here. Now you can always consult what these do, because the Primuses are gonna have sort of like negative banes that are gonna impact you.
Right.
And so you kind of need to prepare for those fights to some degree.
Okay.
All right. So last part about setup is you only get half the dice. So I get the red die, but then you get 2 of each other color.
Okay. So you're halving yourself.
Yeah, and to any rulebook purists, you'll might likely be looking at our setup and being like, "That's not how it's described to do in the rulebook." I do apologize. We are kind of sort of forced to improvise due to the nature of like getting everything on camera. So.
Sure.
All right. Okay, so then the rest of the dice go into what's called the training grounds, and I have those just off camera here. That is anytime I get to sort of recruit extra dice, I'll get to grab them from the training grounds and then place them here. However, if a die is ever like banished, that's gone for good.
Okay.
And the last step here is to pick a tactic. So there are 4 different tactics. These are treated like single-use items, but they do not like get permanently discarded when you use them. They'll go back into the tactic pool, and there are lots of ways that you can gain tactics again.
And they do take up an item slot.
They do take up an item slot, yes. So knowing that Nox has only one strategy, I'm going to take Adrenaline, because Adrenaline both helps with recovery and it lets you get a reroll. So that sort of covers my weakness starting off as Nox. All right. Okay, and then the last thing we do is we'll embark on this quest. And so you'll take the marker, and you get to embark on any of the bottom sort of camps.
I'm sure is likely not going to be in frame, but
that's okay. So we got the marker here, and so then we go off, and sort of like how in Solar Sentinels you pick which deck. This one you actually have to physically be able to move to, so you get to move to adjacent decks, so make your way across the mountain. And at any time, if you go to a Primus camp, you can choose to challenge its Primus. Doesn't matter if there's still cards in that deck, you can fight the Primus earlier. In fact, you probably want to at points, because as you defeat enemies, you're going to be generating Scion influence. And this is a sort of a way to kind of like give you a timer. So if you just try and fight and kill everything, the Scion is going to get really, really powerful. So you sort of have to find that balance of getting upgrades, reducing Scion influence, fighting the Primuses in a timely fashion. Okay, so let's see. We do have a question here. Why add a symbol in the bottom of the character to suggest this character is good in Sentinel? If there is no Too Many Bones icon, it means this character is not fair. So part of it is the reason why the symbols are just like a generic universal is because we want to future-proof it for decks. Like, we didn't want to make it be like, oh, well, this character's good in Too Many Bones only, but don't play him in Solar Sentinels, because then we're like, we would also have to count to this character's only good in the Cloudspire deck, or this, things like that. What we will probably likely be watching as players are sort of, playing, trying out Universal Heroes, is to start to like keep an eye on where people are finding success with characters, which ones are working with other decks, and then we can sort of put up like a resource being like, hey, here's what we found, So we didn't want to just definitively say that and then put that on the cards, because now, as we release new decks, those are going to feel outdated because there's nothing about the Cloudspire deck on Stygiana. Like, does she work well? Stuff like that.
Something to keep in mind about 20 Strong is it's very versatile. These decks play very differently. There is kind of no limit to how many 20 Strong things we are planning to
In
do.
fact, we already have quite a few in the early like, design space. So
Tanglewoods being first and foremost, that is next summer. Keep an eye out for that. With art by Manny Tremblay.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. Where do I want to go? I'm going to... you know what? This guy's going to increase my lowest stat, so I want to fight him first. So we're going to go fight the Provocator.
Sure.
However, this enemy's health is 1 plus your highest stat. So my highest stat is 4. So that means this guy's got 5 health.
Oof.
I also cannot use items. Oh, geez. Oh, no, which means I can't even... All right, well, I'm going to have to overcommit.
Sure.
All right. Yep. Would you like to roll these dice for me?
But you're notoriously good at rolling dice, Salem.
No.
No comments.
No comment.
So, yeah, we killed it.
We killed it?
Killed it right.
Whew. All right, so +1 to my lowest stat.
You should have just not committed these 2 dice because they rolled misses.
Well, I'm sorry. All right.
All right, so those are the hits. These are the misses.
So, all right, so I increased my lowest stat. This guy is now discarded. So he does grant Scion Influence, which marked by this little fire here. But we will no longer need to worry about the rest of his card here. So we can actually flip it over and start creating like a pile here. So we can more easily take note of the Scion Influence. We could also, if we wanted to, use the counter and tick that up to keep track. But I kind of prefer to just have the deck there and then consult the deck anytime.
I'm largely sitting, not doing anything. So
yeah, if you want to do it.
That.
All right, so now I get to recover. I only get to recover 2, though. So I am going to go ahead and just, unless there's any reason, anybody further down the line that I might want to change that up for, no. So I'm going to go ahead and recover these 2. Okay. So now I get to move again, and I have to move. I can't just stay where I am. You have to sort of keep moving around in this game.
Sure.
Does anybody currently increase stats as well, or is it just that one guy? I think it's just the one guy for now.
You're able to move to any of these, right?
Any connecting one. I'm going to just go ahead and fight the crossbowman for now, just to try and strengthen my die pool, especially so I can start using my ability.
Sure.
Too. All right. So I need 2 hits on it.
And it will hit us for 3 if we don't defeat it.
All right. Just go ahead and give that a roll. See if I can't get lucky with a crit. I get 2 rolls now.
The Shannon strat. Oh, sorry. You got a hit.
I got a hit. All right. Add this then.
Okay.
And re-roll that one. Okay, good. I swear, if I got a miss there. All right. So he is defeated. Doesn't grant any Scion Influence, so we can just go ahead and discard entirely. Just toss it off to the side. All right, that is, so strengthen a die. So strengthening a die, you take any die and you replace it with the next die. So I'm going to take this yellow, put it in the training grounds, and then I get a green. Okay, and then recover 2.
You have to send that soldier to the like workout station.
Yeah, send him to the workout station.
Nice.
Okay. Ooh, I kind of want this ability. Okay, so
the magic lamp, which would ignore the Scion spectate penalty.
Or, so anytime you defeat a sport, you can get whatever it tells you, like as normal, or it always has an or option where you can choose to recruit a die, so you get the lowest level die from the training grounds.
Okay.
Or a tactic.
That's what those symbols mean.
Yes.
And to note, the blue tops are sports, the red tops are bloodsheds, the greens are opportunities, which you can have as little side quests.
Yeah, in fact, actually, I'm kind of thinking if I want one of those instead.
What are they? Add the following to a Primus conflict that's successfully completed. Each time an enemy is defeated.
No, I'm gonna get this one. I'm gonna go fight the Jinn. All right, so he's got the after effect. If more than 2 dice are applied to this enemy, -1 health. Oh boy, I probably should have read that. Okay.
You're just
So if
started
more than 2
grabbing them and
dice. All
hoping
right,
that they're
all right,
not
all right.
bad.
Let's give this a roll.
If more than
If more than 2 dice. So if I kill it in 2, we're good.
That's 3 health.
So I need a crit.
Wow.
We got it. We got it. See?
we
That's
got
why I
there.
wanted
We
you to
got
roll.
there.
You're better at rolling. All right, so I've defeated it.
Yeah, it took me about like 6 plays of the game before I even knew that there were non-crit sides of the dice.
I am going to, you know what? I'm going to get its item because I'm planning on using it right away.
Sure.
Okay, then recover 2.
So
So then
at your item limit.
I got my item. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to spectate this opportunity.
Okay, so you went up to Ravenous.
Yep.
You were spectating.
I'm spectating. So when you spectate, you get to either increase your health by 1 or recover a die. I'm going to recover a die because my health is looking pretty good and because my ability.
Back.
Yep. But then you have to resolve the spectate effect, which the spectate effect for Tautier is exhaust 1 die from the dice pool plus 1 additional die for each defeated Primus.
Okay.
But because I'm using this, I can ignore that. So against Tautier, spectating to recover dice is almost impossible unless you have something that ignores it. But still good to get rid of a card that you don't want to deal with or recover health or things like that.
Sure, but you discarded your genie item, your Jin.
Yep, discarded. Okay.
All right, so where are we off to next?
All right, I think let's see. We're going to go fight this reptilian. And then we're going to, so it's got a plus enemy, so you have to pull it from a nearby spot. And we're going to bring in the Warseer, which at the start of engagement, -1 health or discard an item. I'll take the health hit.
Okay. One thing to note is if you can theoretically surround a plus enemy unit with opportunities
or cleared camps, you could effectively ignore the plus. Like there has to be an enemy to pull from in order for that to happen.
This is also, I believe, the only one of the decks where you can soft block yourself.
Yes, that is correct.
You can
Don't do
yourself.
that. Okay, so let's see.
4 health.
Oh, I gotta do 6 damage. Okay.
Or you could take that 2
Or I could take a hit, which I don't want to do.
No,
so we are going to give these a roll.
Okay. So we're rolling these fellas, 2 purples, 2 greens, red. Give it a nice little mix. Ooh, we got 2 crits. 3. No, that was a miss.
No, it rolled. It rolled. Come on, you're killing me.
Well, let me see.
Okay, what did I get?
Yeah, that's up. Yeah, no, that was definitely a miss. I'm not gonna.
All right.
Not gonna give that to us. So we got 2 crits, 2 hits.
Oh, well, I kill it anyway, right? Because the 2 crits, 2, I can 4, kill this,
5, 6.
and then the 2 hits. Yeah, so we're good. I didn't need it.
So yeah.
All right.
Greedy,
so
with your crits.
2 crits to kill the reptilian, and then 2 hits to kill the Warseer.
So this is going to take you above your item limit. So how?
I'm gonna do the alternative rewards.
Okay.
So I am gonna still do this one to discard the top card from the Scion Influence deck.
So essentially, you are not using the.
I use that one. I am not using this one.
Okay, I'm saying like, if you were to go above item limit, so go up to 3 with these.
Yep.
If you wanted to do this one.
Well, this is not an item. First off.
That's not an item?
That's not an item. That's
it's an instant. It's a little lightning bolt. Got it. If it was an item. Is this secondary option an instant, technically?
No, it's whenever you would gain that.
Oh, you can instead
do that.
So it's not in any way. Got it.
All right.
So those are exhausted.
So I discarded that. Now I gain an item step. I'm actually not going to gain this item. Instead, I am going to recruit a die.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So then this goes to the Scion Influence deck.
Sure.
Look at that little lovely fella. This is discarded. And then I recovered 2 dice. Okay. All right. Move me to exterminate.
Bump up this tracker.
No, it's that 1 because I discarded.
Bump down this tracker. See, I was just trying to illustrate how it would have worked.
All right, so I'm going to take exterminate.
Sure. Okay.
And put that in here. So that's deplete a Primus camp of all other cards before activating its Primus, and that gets 2 stat increases.
Wow. Of your choice.
All right.
Increase your stat to... Oh, man. They could even be the different ones. Do side quests count as items?
Yes, they do.
Okay, good to know.
And for anything that, including like if it's like, hey, you have to discard an item, you can also discard an incomplete opportunity.
Cool.
All right. Let's see what's next.
One thing to note, if you didn't mention it, you cannot choose to just remain here.
Yes, that I did mention.
Unless you want to take on the Primus.
All right.
Make your way over to the Bustosaurus.
Why?
Because he's got a funny name. That's not how. That's
all right. I'm gonna go fight this guy.
The Allosaurus.
Yep. Okay.
Hulpa.
All right. So at the start of the engagement, -1 health or discard an item. So I could discard my adrenaline or exterminate if I wanted to.
Yeah. Side quest's pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take the hit because I also plan on using adrenaline this go. So could you give those a roll for me?
Red and a purple.
Red and a purple.
Likely to do 2 damage at least.
Okay. Could you re-roll those for me?
All right. Do you want to do any?
Not yet. No, just give them a roll.
And this is your last reroll.
I've got adrenaline.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
So 1 and 6. That's basically a bad crit.
All right, give him one more roll. I'm using adrenaline, and then after I do that, I can recover or return up to 2 dice. So yeah, give him another roll.
Okay. You'll die here.
No, I've got not. I'm Nox. I'm like immortal as long as I have dice to.
Oh,
boom! There we go.
Crit.
See?
Bam.
See?
I questioned you for no reason.
All right, and then I get to recover, return 2 dice. So I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, strengthen up to 2 dice or recruit 1 die of your choice. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Do I want just another purple? Just go right for it? I think I do. Yeah.
Seems good.
All right. Then I'm going to recover those.
Okay. And then you use that. And is that Scion Influence?
Scion Influence, yep.
Heck yeah. Well, not heck yeah.
So okay.
Now this takes up to 2.
All right. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just go for this Magma Rager.
No, he's a Ranger.
It's Magma Ranger. All right. Gosh, I really need stat increases. Where are the stat? Ooh, Mert. I gotta get over to Mert. Okay.
Oof.
You know, there's a part of me that feels like I should just take the hit. Get the
only
recovery.
1.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just not commit any dice. It's gonna hit me for 1.
Yeah, so this is a hot tip. you can just take the hit.
Yep, and then I get to recover.
Nice. See, I'm
and
too
then
used to Hoplo now.
Because I didn't defeat it, you only grant Scion Influence if you actually defeat it. Otherwise, it just moseys about its day and just discards itself.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go fight Mert. We're gonna go fight Mert.
Okay. Mert of Egypt.
Okay. If this enemy is defeated and 4 or fewer dice are applied to it, -2 health.
So you want to apply more dice.
I want to apply at least 4 dice to it.
Okay. But it lets you up your recovery.
Yes.
That's great. That's just good.
All right. Let's give that a roll.
Sure.
Oh my gosh. So let's go. Overkill. I mean, I had to overkill her because otherwise she would hit me still from beyond the grave. All right, increase my recovery.
It takes 5. So recovery increase happens before recovery. So now you can recover 3, yeah?
Yes. Okay. So that is, however, 2 Scion Influence getting added. Oh, wait, 4 or fewer. Oh, no. David, no, wait, you are absolutely right. It's 4 or fewer it happens.
This enemy is defeated and has 4 or fewer dice applied to it.
Yeah, no, David's right. Okay, all right, hold on. We're not done yet.
Is that not right?
Because this is 4.
Oh,
this is 4 dice.
Dummy.
Yeah, I know, I made this a guide.
Just say you rolled another one.
Yeah,
I thought you did roll 5.
Okay. Well, that was my first roll. I've got 2. Boom. Boom. Crit. We're good. Another crit. Yep. 4 is 4. Thank you. I forgot about that. Okay. So there's 5. That's still legal. I had another roll. I did have another roll, so I committed a 5th die and I did it.
Yeah, it wasn't a mistake. It was intentional for some reason.
Oh, geez. All right. Okay. So then I increase that.
Yeah.
Then this goes here.
It is worth double influence, which is not good.
Yes, which I now want to get over to this guy so I can get rid of that.
Oh, yes.
All right, so then I'm going to recover 3.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, do I want to fight the Peltist or just spectate?
Spectate is just going to get rid of a die for you.
But I could heal.
That's true. We got a healthy 1.
What is after the strategy phase? You may weaken 1 die in your pool to take it. No, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's bad.
So,
that's not good.
I mean, it can be good, but
I mean,
I'm already going to be
everything can
weakening.
good.
I'm going to already be weakening, so I'm going to just spectate this Peltest.
Sure.
So I'm going to take the health increase.
Sure. And then you...
And then I have to exhaust a die because of the spectate effect, which I'll just do this yellow.
Sure.
And then didn't defeat her, so just is discarded normally. Now I'm going to go fight the Bustosaurus.
The Bustosaurus.
The Busterus. All right.
Bustorius, I
No
believe
additional
is the
enemies can be added
not-joke
to this
version.
current conflict. So that effect doesn't do anything on its own, but that could be really good if you like notice, oh no, I'm going to activate this enemy, that's going to activate an enemy, that's going to activate 2 enemies. Like there are 2 enemy activations, especially on a lot of the Primus battles. So if this guy's next to a Primus, you go fight the Primus, it says activate 2 enemies. You activate this guy first, you're done. Don't need to activate anymore.
What if you had a cheeky like side quest that was like add 2 enemies to this? Could you choose to like activate
you could
that
use
and
this
not
to
be able to do it?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
We use them on noggins over here.
All right.
I mean, not really here.
Could you give those a roll for me?
4 dice?
It's got 4 health.
I
I don't have adrenaline.
That seems like a cowardly play. That's 5 damage.
Oh my gosh, you're right. That was a cowardly play. All right, so then I'm going to do its instant effect, discard the top card from the Scion deck, which is this one. So
Nice.
There we go.
So you
And
got rid of
then
those 2 influence.
no Scion influence from that character. So then I recover 3,
All right. So you got the.
which I just want to make sure there's nobody nearby that's going to be messing with.
Your die pool.
Yeah.
This one says reds and purples cannot be committed. So,
Okay.
Something to keep in mind if you're
Keep
making
into
your way over
mind.
there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to just do this. And then I think I'm going to go to the Cataphract. And I'm going to just take the hit again.
Okay, so we're back down to 2.
Back down to 2. I'm going to just take the hit.
Okay.
So I'm down to 1.
Down to 1.
But I can recover 3.
Sure.
And then whoop.
All right.
Oh wait. Oh wait.
I'm wondering why you're just sort of going on.
I'm gonna have to take another one. I'm gonna then.
The end of the first applied die step.
I'm gonna weaken this die. Yep. To increase my health to 2, and then it does that.
What?
You gotta keep up. No, so at the end of the first applied dice step with engagement, if this enemy is not defeated, -1 health. So it essentially hits twice unless you kill it in the first go. Like you don't get.
Sure.
You don't get a reroll on it.
Got it.
Do bloodshed and sport events have a mechanic on its own, or is it just for reference? Yes, but the mechanic is sort of like there's an icon always printed on the cards to remind you. If you ever take damage from a bloodshed, you have to dismiss a die. You have to essentially take a die and put it in the training grounds.
And that symbol is
that
this
symbol right
little
there.
minus.
Yep. And then with sport events, anytime you defeat a sport, you can choose to forgo the normal reward to either recruit a die or gain a tactic. Okay. All right. So I was here. I went to here. Let's see. Decimus. How many people does Decimus bring in? Decimus brings in 2. Oh, geez.
So what you gotta do is go around and get rid of all of the.
Well, I still have this
around.
exterminate. How many cards are still in here? There are only 2 cards left. Okay, let's clear that one. So we're gonna go fight the Shale Lurker.
Sure.
All right, so 4.
So when he comes out, he discards the top sport enemy.
No, that's an after.
Oh, yes. I need to remember my symbols.
Yeah, there's a in the rulebook has like a nice little.
We should just get that out.
I mean, I don't need it. Do you need it?
I mean, I clearly
All right,
do.
discard.
I just demonstrated that I do.
But that'll happen even if I don't defeat it. That's just sort of a, or even if I do defeat it, it's going to happen no matter what. Okay. Let's go. Okay, can you give these a roll for me?
Here's the icons.
There's the icons. Yep. So it's got like the lace.
Ooh, some secret dice in here. Yes. So these 3. Yes, 3 damage.
3 damage. All right, I'll take the
crit?
the crit. Yep. And go ahead and give those other 2 a reroll.
Last roll.
Yep, last roll. Boom.
5 damage. Bam.
Okay. So I could get this item. That's a pretty helpful item, especially because if you're ever worried about soft locking yourself, move to any camp. But I think I just need to keep upping my dice pool. So I'm gonna recruit.
Got it. And you are discarding the top enemy off of any camp.
The top sport enemy.
So you could get this meteor fighter who restricts what dice. Oh, let me switch to that view.
Yeah, let's get rid of the meteor fighter.
It's also, it doesn't have a particularly good effect. Lets you change misses on purples to hits.
It can kind of like
just turns your purples into reds.
Which can be good, but you have to exhaust, so it's like, yep. All right, so we're gonna discard that one.
Sure.
Okay, what is this?
Oh, and the shell
Elusive.
gone, right?
Huh?
The shell lurker gives you bane. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool guy. This is the coolest thing about this deck is you get big art on these big boys.
Do I go fight the Camel Knight?
And the Camel Knight, if I remember,
it can't bring in an enemy because there's. Okay, here we go. Yep, here we go. So I'm gonna go fight the Camel Knight. So I move here because when you pull enemies, you have to pull from surrounding camps. You can't pull from the camp you're in. So boom, all opportunities.
Unfortunately, it's gonna pull in the Scion.
Yeah, pulls in the Scion. All right. So at the end of each applied dice step, if you apply dice to any other enemy or any enemy besides this one, -1 recovery or strategy. But there's no other enemies. So essentially it's like a taunt, but it doesn't force you into it. It just punishes you if you don't.
I feel like this bonus on the Camel Knight has been heavily nerfed from what I remember. Did it not do like just give you the benefit of something else?
No, that's the Fume Knight, which does still exist. And I would always pair it with the Camel Knight.
Okay, yeah.
Because the Camel Knight used to give you stats instead. But some things got switched around. Yep. Okay. So I need 6 damage. Let's give that a go.
Sure. I've been bad at tracking this.
I mean, it's literally just look at the flames.
Yeah, but what about when it gets huge? When we have 17 Scion influence. So we're rolling 4 dice. Oh, wow. Feeling confident, and we shouldn't be. 2 basic.
Give them all a reroll.
Yeah.
Last roll. Give. Well, I can always just take the hit by increasing my health.
That's true.
No, I'll still do that.
Okay, so we're adding a blue. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Do not kill it.
No.
All right, so I have
a bunch of dice.
So I am going to die unless I use my effect. So I'm going to do that.
Okay, your effect is
to weaken a die to increase my health.
Sure.
So I am going to weaken.
If you weaken a yellow die, is it just gone, or can you
can't
not do that?
You can't do that. So yeah, if you ever get to the point where you have all of the weakest dice, you can't use your ability anymore. All right, so then I would increase that, but I'm going to take the hit. So now. This is where I would have to dismiss a die because it's a bloodshed, but because Nox says I can ignore the bloodshed penalty on bloodshed enemies. So I don't have to do that. All right. Okay, then I recover 3. Okay. We're going to go to elusive.
Sure.
And I'm going to get that. Now, I successfully depleted a Primus camp of all other cards before I've activated its Primus.
Oh.
So, increase your stats by a total of 2. I'm going to increase my recovery to 4 and increase my strategy to 3.
Yeah. Those are some good health.
Okay, and then this is discarded. So that cleans up my inventory.
Defeat.
Okay. Defeat an enemy with 3 health using only yellows. Ooh. That's tough. Okay. All right. I think I might want to just go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and fight Sea Strider because he can't bring in any enemies.
Oh,
so I'm going to go fight Sea Strider.
Gaming the system.
Yeah, well, that's how you gotta kind of have to sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. So Sea Strider would bring in 2, and you can't bring in another Primus. So no.
Worth noting.
Yeah, no other enemies. The effects and rewards of all non-boss enemies are ignored. Well, you're the only one, my dude. So, all right. So I need to hit it.
Likely considered a boss enemy, or is that?
Yes. Yeah. Bosses are Primuses and Scions.
Cool.
And the reason why it says non-boss is because there is, if you go up against, actually, hey, Tautier is the one we're going against, brings in other Primuses that you defeated. So if Sea Strider comes up, then all of a sudden Tautier's effect is turned off as well.
Oh, beans.
All right. Okay, so I need 4 damage.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
We're giving it a go.
So we're rolling 3.
Oh, we got him?
Oh,
Look at that.
got him in 1.
All right. So he's just dead. So he doesn't, Primuses don't grant any rewards,
Good.
but
Don't
they
want
have a
them.
Bane. So this Bane is for each purple you have recruited, -1 to the stat of your choice. If you have no purples recruited, -2 health. I've got 1. That's why I actually untrained that one. Or sorry, not untrained it, weakened it for my health increase.
You big brained it.
But that being said, even if I didn't, I could just use that effect right now. So Nox is very good against Sea Strider because you could go into this fight with 4 purples, win the fight with 4 purples, and then just weaken 3 of them to boost your health. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so -1 to a stat of my choice.
Rerolls? We don't need those rerolls.
I kind of wanted it for the item limit, but yeah, I'll just do it to my health. All right, yeah, I'll do it to reroll.
Let's see what happens.
All right, okay. So then place Sea Strider over there.
Sure.
All right, and then recover 4.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, that elusive is nice for the ignore a Bane. Actually, do I want? I'm gonna
You're recovering.
I'm gonna recover a yellow. I want to see if I can't. Okay, and then maybe if I can get to the Chimera, I can get another yellow. So then I have 4 yellows.
Before the suffer damage, roll
Okay.
any yellow die, so it rolls and misses enemies.
All right, I'm gonna take Rigged Fight. Rigged Fight's pretty good for Nox. It's at the start of a Primus conflict, -2 health. Do not use a bolster health. So bolster health is anytime you would reduce your health, you can gain 2 health. So this one specifically calls out you cannot use bolster health after this reduction, but I can use Nox. So, all right, so I took that. Then I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna fight the Chimera.
Yeah, is that, that's how you pronounce that one?
That is how you pronounce it.
It's good that we got Ryan did a big extensive
Give me a roll.
pronunciation checks. Okay, so we got rolling a purple, a blue, and a red. Hey, I'm rolling dice here. Oh, that's
all right.
3.
And I kill it. Yep.
Nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
I'm going to ignore its item reward
Sure.
to instead recruit a yellow.
Yeah.
No Scion influence.
Ooh,
4 dice. Like that.
Okay.
Then, so I need to defeat somebody with 3 or more health. Oh my gosh. 1, 2. That one would have 5. Oh, jeez. Okay, the Secutor. I could go fight the Secutor. All right, let's go fight the Provocator. Provocateur. All right, so it's got 5 health. Let's do this, please.
Okay, blue, blue, purple, red. That sure is 4 dice. This enemy's health is +1 to your highest stat. Items
So it's
cannot
5.
be used. Okay. That's 4.
Okay. Could you re-roll? So I'll take the 2 hits on the blues,
Sure.
and then could you re-roll the others?
Okay. Do you want to add anything? Last roll.
Last roll, you're right. Yeah, I really need that stat increase.
Okay.
Did I kill it or no?
No.
No?
Oh, you
Dang it.
shouldn't.
Okay.
Beans.
All right. So I gotta do my whole untrained thing, or not untrained, weaken.
Yeah. So.
Let's see. I'm gonna. Oh, I can't do the greens because I already have all the yellows.
No, Salem.
So I have to do. All right. I'll
Set
do this
yourself
blue.
up for failure.
I'll do the blue that's in the exhausted area.
Okay.
Okay. So then these are exhausted. I take the hit, but I did the whole increase my health thing. So I'm
Ryan's
actually
losing his mind with how good these pronunciations are.
Thanks,
Ryan
Ryan.
was worried about us being.
You know me. I'm always very
pronounce
good
this
at pronouncing things you write.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So do not defeat it. Okay. All right, let's go fight this Secutor.
Secutor.
So it is gonna. So it's gonna bring in. Oh God. Oh jeez.
Veals or serpents?
Well, they're both gonna bring in a bonus.
Oh no.
Oh jeez. Maybe I shouldn't do this.
Yeah, that's a bad
Let's not
idea.
do this. Okay. So I'm here. Let's go spectate this guy.
You don't want to take on Decimus right now?
No.
Feeling good?
Actually, Decimus, I got to recover.
Yep.
All right. There's an enemy in the next Hoplo game called Heretofore. Oh my gosh, don't you dare. All right, you know what? Actually, let's fight Decimus.
You can play Gigi.
Wait, hold on. Does Sigiana recover all dice? Yes.
Dismiss all dice that were applied to Sigiana at the time of her defeat, then recover all dice.
Okay, so does Decimus. So that's like some of the Primuses will have
a big good effect.
A big
but
good
they do
effect.
a big bad effect.
Okay, no, I'm gonna spectate this one. I'm gonna just spectate it, gain a health.
Okay, and then exhaust 1 die.
No, I have to exhaust 2 because I've defeated. I'm gonna do this green and this blue because I want to keep my yellows.
And they're just exhausted to your exhaust pile.
Yep. Okay. Now, oh my gosh. Okay. All right, we're gonna go up and grab Gigantic. We're not gonna spectate. We're just gonna grab it.
Sure.
But I have nowhere to put it, so I'm gonna just discard it.
Sure.
Then I'm gonna go fight the Fury. Oh no! Because oh my gosh, this is just brutal.
You go over to
I got a terrible
Xeno of Gargery.
But
if this enemy is the first enemy activated this engagement, it grants no reward. That's pretty good. You get over to Murmillo.
I could get over to Murmillo and get the Scudum. Oh jeez, this is karma.
Where's Scudum? What are you talking about? Oh, okay.
This is karma for cheesing against Sea Strider.
This is Sea Strider's revenge is what we call this.
Okay.
What does Gigi do? Before the suffer damage, step rolling. If it rolls a miss, this enemy's...
Okay.
10 up to 4 tactics. No reward. Huh. This is bad. And
this is bad.
You did the top one off here, so you can't do that.
Yep.
Huh.
This is real bad.
Huh. Well, this is bad.
Okay.
Why did you do this?
Why did I do...
Dice cannot be applied to this enemy if there are any other non-defeat. Okay. So I think you could go here. You go bop, bop, bop.
You think? Should I?
I mean, I don't know.
All right, we're giving it a shot. We're giving it a shot. Bop.
Sure.
Bop.
Yep. Gigi.
Bop.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So.
But this one will only hit if I roll a yellow and it hits.
Scootum.
All right. No, it's the Scuttle. I'm sorry. You can't convince me otherwise. All right, you know what? We're going to just roll everything.
So we're taking on the furry, the veals, and
Did you say the furry?
And the Gigi?
We're taking on the furry?
The furry.
All right.
Okay. You're rolling everything.
Yeah.
Sure.
I gotta.
What is the yellow one? Defeat an enemy with 3 health or more while it has no
So I'm seeing if I can't.
Oh, and you can.
Ooh.
That's because that's 2 yellow hits and a yellow crit.
Okay, so I'll grab those.
Okay.
So I will kill this. So this then flips, and now it is a single-use item.
Oh.
So some of the opportunities are just like they give you an instant.
So you did 4 to that with only yellow. Fulfilling this, it flipped now, so it's that item.
Yep. So it's a way that you can track if you've already completed an opportunity. Some opportunities, like the last one that I actually did complete, was just an instant. That's why I just discarded it.
Okay.
Whereas this is now an item ignoring a bane.
Got it. And presumably that still takes up an item slot.
What does? Oh, yes, that. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what else do I hit?
Foiling in this deck is the little...
What else did I get there? I got...
you got...
That? Okay.
2 regular hits and a regular hit on the red and then a miss on the yellow.
Oh, that's enough. That's enough because 2 health and 1 health. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, these are weak. But the part about the Velis is scary is it has to be the last one you kill.
So you got.
And if you don't, it gets 3 damage against you.
So you technically put that there and that.
Yep. All right.
Did you want to do just one last reroll just for funsies?
No.
To see if we can miss.
All right. So, Okay, let me do these instants in the order that I defeated them. So strengthen up to 2 dice or recruit any 1 die.
Ooh, so recruiting.
Ooh.
This is a fun thing to show the camp.
You mean strengthening? Oh, yes. So recruiting, I could choose to recruit any 1 die. So I could just go ahead and recruit this purple. But if I
recruit that blue.
I could recruit. No, it says
any
1 die.
any
so
die.
If it's like a sport where you just recruit a die, it's always going to be the weakest. But this specifically says any 1 die.
Yeah, that's the hack, is to get all the weakest dice, so that when you get to recruit the weakest, you can start
Yes,
taking.
the weakest would be blue. But actually, I have another hack for you. Strengthen up to 2 dice.
So you can strengthen
I can strengthen these 2 yellows. There is nothing else to strengthen to until this blue and this purple.
Yeah, pretty good.
So I did that.
Pretty sneaky, sis.
Then gain 1 tactic or train a die.
Gone, right?
Yes, that'll be gone. Yep.
So that'll be a gain.
So gain a tactic.
Or Scion Influence.
Oh, sorry. I should clarify. This is an item gain a tactic. So that's kind of nice because then if you're not sure which tactic you want, you can
wait.
This essentially becomes a wild tactic.
Okay.
But I think I just need more dice.
That's the wondrous father.
Feather. And
okay,
then
so you used that, so that's gone now.
Yep, so that's gone.
So that's also.
And then this one is +1 health.
Look at that art. That's great. That's so cool. Okay. Seeing these arts really big is really neat. Okay, so you did all
so
of
we
them.
are encroaching, so I'm going to go ahead and just do this.
Yeah, see, this is why we have a tracker. And why we're grateful for the tracker, aren't we, Salem?
No, I'm grateful for... All right, so that's all
up to 6.
exhausted.
So we actually have to track the thing, though.
Boy.
Yeah, look at your dice pool's looking pretty hot there.
I got 4 of these back.
Single yellow.
All right. How many people does Stygiana bring in? Stygiana brings in 1.
Mm-hmm. Decimus brings in 2, which he can do.
Because I'm thinking if I just go fight Stygiana, accept the Bane, Bane lets me recover.
This seems like a silly stipulation. Survive the conflict. Presumably you would lose the game if
it's so you can't get this... Now, granted, in this specific context, it probably doesn't matter much, but it's so you can't get the effect of the reward until you've actually survived the conflict. So now there could be situations, actually, yeah, there's, if you're going against Nox, for example, Nox as a Primus, her health is equal to the current Scion influence. So you can't go fight Nox, do this, and then immediately get to discard it to weaken her. You actually have to survive the fight before all those cards will get removed.
Interesting.
Does that make sense?
Maybe. I don't know.
So that's why there is the stipulation you actually have to survive the conflict. You can't use the reward of that opportunity to help you survive the conflict.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. How much health does Stygiana have? Stygiana has 4. This person's got 3. And it gives me a stat increase, so I could get that during the fight. Yeah, let's go fight Stygiana.
You fight Stygiana?
Yep.
You're going to pull in the DeMarcus?
Yep. The DeMarcus.
The Demetrius. Ryan, I know you're going to call me on it.
All right.
So I'm grabbing Stygiana,
okay.
And she pulls in a unit. So
she pulls in. -1 health each time you apply a crit to Stygiana.
-1 health to yourself.
Yep.
Ooh.
And when Stygiana is defeated, set aside all dice applied to her for resolving the Bane. If the Bane is ignored, exhaust these dice. And so why those two paired well together is like, oh, well, if you just hit her with 2 crits, you're only going to dismiss 2 dice, but then you actually have to take
2 health
damage.
Got it.
And then at the end of the first applied dice step, if not defeated, -1. All right, so let's just give all those a roll.
And let me see, dismiss. What would dismiss be? Dismiss all
dice. This is like
they
go to the training grounds.
Oh no!
Can a Primus bring in another Primus? No. That's why, like when I fought Sea Strider, Decimus was available, but the other 2 were opportunities, so I didn't have to bring in Decimus. So
that's a pretty stinky roll.
All right, well I definitely have to kill this, otherwise I'm going to take another hit.
At the end of the first. Okay.
Yep. So give me those 3
rough,
hits. Yeah, that is rough.
The red.
Okay.
All the things you.
So +1 to any stat. Okay. I'm going to.
Let's pop over there for decisions.
I think I'm going to just take the hit from Stygiana this first go.
Ooh. Okay. So you can recover some dice.
Yes, so I'm going to up my recovery
Do
then.
you want me to re-roll these dice before?
Yeah, no, we might as well.
You've got one re-roll still.
So, okay, so this person's dead. So I'll leave those here. I'll do it the official way. Okay, so. Okay, so that's a crit. I will put that on Stygiana, and I'll take the health. Okay, so that's -1 to my health.
And a miss.
All right. Okay, so that's exhausted. So she's going to hit me here, and she's going to do 2. So I have to do my whole thing, which I'm going to do this.
And weaken.
For that. Okay, so then I go up to 3. Then she's going to hit me for 2. Sure. So I'm down to 1.
Okay.
This person's Gonzo.
Wow, that's a lot.
Oof, that is a lot. Okay, then I recover 5. And let's see, what dice do I want to dismiss? I'm going to dismiss some greens. So I'm going to do these 2.
Okay.
I'm going to do all 3 of those greens. And then the 2. Oh, no. I got to have some confidence that I'll be able to kill her. Okay. Okay, that's my recovery. Then let's go ahead and give those a roll.
Sure.
And there's no reason why I shouldn't roll all of them because the Bane lets me recover all my dice.
Yeah, but it dismisses the ones you apply.
Yes, but I don't have to apply them all. Okay. So if I hit...
So you've got... Yeah, you got enough.
Okay.
So you could put... yeah, this is the choice.
All right, I'll take the hit.
Take this green hit,
Take the green hit.
You also rolled a...
Oh, wait. No, it makes more sense for me to just use my... Okay, hold on. Let me think this through. Can I have the crit, actually?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so...
Explain.
I am then going to...
The crit when applied will
I'm going to then demote.
Take 1.
I'm going to... Or weaken, I should say. I'm going to weaken this blue.
Okay.
For this green.
Sure.
To give myself a health. Apply the crit. Take the health. Okay.
She has been defeated.
She's been defeated. So dismiss all dice that were applied to Stygiana at the time of her defeat.
You can choose to not apply hits.
Yes.
So these are just exhausted.
Okay.
Pool of dice.
So I've dismissed those. Now I get all my dice back. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's...
Stygiana, you dummy. That was good for us. Not bad.
All right. Okay. I am at 1 health, though. This is brutal. So I don't really need to do rigged fight because I can just ignore this last Bane.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, let's see. Who's near me? I can gain a tactic. Okay, I think I desperately need a tactic here. I have not been taking tactics when I should.
Chang-Chi, Retiarius,
let's...
Decamus.
All right, let's fight this guy.
All right.
And then let's bring in that guy.
Okay. So now you're gonna see how you can soft lock yourself if you're smart.
If you're smart.
So you can theoretically leave yourself on an island.
All right. So items cannot be used if this enemy is the first act. It grants no reward. So this is going to grant a reward. I need to do 5 damage here.
Okay, so this was the first activated. So that.
Yep.
Got it. That's great.
Give those a roll.
Okay. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Says Heather. Hello, Heather.
Okay, that's so not enough to kill it. Can I get the blue hit?
Suppose.
All right, and then reroll. Reroll all of that.
Okay, so we're adding a blue, and we're rerolling all these hits that I worked so hard for. I
want crits.
I used those all up right away. So we got 1.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, so I'll take the crit on the red.
1, 2.
Yep.
All right. So there's your 2 hits. Here's your 1 crit.
Boop.
Here's your miss.
Boop. Okay, so +1 health or gain 1 tactic. I want
bolster health gives you +2 health.
Yeah, I'm gonna take bolster health. And I'm gonna get rid of rigged fight because I don't need it.
Okay. And that's because your item limit is 2.
Yep.
So that turns into a bang or a thing.
Sign influence. And then +1 to any stat. I am going to increase my I'm gonna start getting pretty weaker dice here because of I'm gonna get reroll actually. Okay. I actually could have done that in the reverse order. I could have done this one first to not have to discard that opportunity, but I didn't need that opportunity, so
Yeah.
I was gonna. Oh my gosh, this is looking gross.
We're up to 11 as the handy tracker lets me see
all right,
easily.
And then I get to recover 5, which, hey, that's all those dice.
But it's all worth it because look at this cool cat.
It's a cool cat.
Cool cat.
All right.
Me of my cat.
So let's go fight Decimus. We're going to go fight Decimus.
Okay, do you want to pull in the Warser?
We're going to pull in the Warser.
Oh, Viacom. Capcom.
And then we're going to pull in the Murmillo. Or wait. Actually, 4 tactics. I want that guy.
Oh yeah, he also you can ignore his thing. Because he would not be the first enemy activated.
Yeah, getting all those tactics. Now I can only hold I'm only going to be able to hold 2 of them because I have to hold on to that. So actually, no, this guy. Okay.
Fine.
All right. So at the start, -1 or discard an item. I'm going to do my little magic trick.
Sure. Where you make dice disappear and then reappear.
Up,
and
down. Okay.
Up, health, down.
All right. Now, exhaust all hits rolled in the first roll dice step of the engagement.
Oof.
So I'm gonna just roll a yellow just to burn through that.
Oh, so it's first applied dice step. So,
yep.
Got it. So,
or it's rolled in the first roll dice step. So if I roll a hit here, oh, a crit.
That's a crit.
Oh, well, let's just kill the Warseer then.
We have to exhaust it.
No, that's a hit. It's a basic hit. I should say that's a basic hit symbol, not a crit symbol.
Wow.
Boom. Thank you.
I knew that.
All right, and then I'm going to immediately. So I defeated the Warseer, which is discard the top card, get rid of that. -2 to sign influence, please.
Nice.
All right, and then
Warseer
you know what?
Is done, so.
I have this ignore a Bane thing, but honestly, I think I can take this Bane. And because if I ignore the Bane, then I don't get to recover all dice. But then again, no. Because otherwise, all right. Okay. So I've got 3 rolls. So let's give. Oh, and this guy, because this guy gives me that. So let's just do this.
All right.
Ugh. Oh my gosh.
Just drop it in my hands. It's too many. They're rolling 2 purples, 2 blues, a red, 2 greens. Weird order. Reroll.
Oh my gosh. That's a crit. That's a crit.
You can't prove it.
What? You roll.
All right, so you got crit, hit.
How much damage total?
6.
Cool. I'll apply 2 crits and 2 hits to this guy.
2.
Or sorry, 2 crits
hits.
and a hit.
And a hit.
Yeah. And then that 1 hit against the.
Good.
Boom. Okay.
You got all these misses.
So.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Go ahead and exhaust everything. I am going to use this to ignore a Bane.
Okay.
And then this is an item. All right. Okay. No sign influence.
Cover 5.
Cover 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have this item that is going to let me recover up to 5, though, which I'm not going to use yet, but I have that in my back pocket. All right, so I've defeated all of the Primuses, so now I'm thrust into.
Oh, you don't get to choose.
Nope, you just go right into it.
Is that new?
Which is one. No, that's always.
Okay.
But that's kind of why saving like a Primus that has a recover all dice as part of their thing is good.
Okay.
But because I was able to get this recover 5 dice thing, I'm like, you know what, ignoring that Bane is going to be better. Because now I don't have to get rid of bolster health if I wanted to keep all my stats. Because just to sort of tell everybody in chat, what Decimus would have done if I didn't ignore the Bane is I'd have to banish. Let me just read it. Either banish a tactic from your inventory or the supply, or -1 to any stat. Make this choice 4 times. So essentially, Now, I could have just banished these 3 and then kept the 1, and that's what I was kind of thinking of doing, because then I was like, oh, then I only have to take 1 stat decrease. That's not so bad. And then I'd get to recover all the dice. But
you only
there
left
might
behind
be
3 dice anyways. So.
Yeah, but there might be things that'll show up in the Scion conflict that'll let me gain tactics, and getting these tactics is going to be really helpful. Plus, then also, like, since this guy is going to help me make up for the fact that I don't get to recover all my dice, I'm like, I might as well not even take that 1 stat hit.
Okay.
All right.
So now we're in the Scion phase.
Okay, so place the defeated Primuses face up in a stack of your choice. And then the special is at the start of each...
choice?
Yeah, in the order. What did I say?
In a stack of your choice.
Order of your choice. At the start of each round, activate the top Primus from the stack, and activating their additional enemies. If no Primuses remain, +1 enemy. Ignore the banes of defeated Primuses. And then during Tatooines... Oh my gosh. Tatooines. Tautier. I'm just struggling today. Health is equal to 1 plus the current Scion influence. You may use the chip tracker to count this. So what is our current Scion influence? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so Tautier has 10 health then.
Got it.
So we can just put that right on there. However, and this is a Victorum rule, this is explained in the rules, when you're in the endgame, all additional enemies are drawn from the top of the Scion influence deck. If for whatever reason you manage to completely deplete the Scion influence deck, then you draw from the normal discard.
Okay.
But that's good, because that means if I just keep fighting, that's going to lower Tautier's health just naturally.
Okay.
All right, so who do I want to fight first? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is so mean. I could do Sea Strider.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of all non-boss enemies, sorry. So that means
of course.
Yeah, so I can't turn off the whole health thing.
Yeah.
I think I phrased that wrong earlier. Items cannot be used. Oof, no, I want to be able to use bolster health here pretty soon. I'm going to do Stygiana first.
Sure.
So I'm going to do Stygiana, then Decimus, then Sea Strider.
Cool.
Okay.
You've had this out of frame the entire time.
Yep, so. But that's okay. There's not room for it. So we're going to add Stygiana.
Sure.
Then Stygiana comes in with the top card, Tatooine. All right.
You can still say the word Tatooine. If I say Disney, I don't get sued.
Now, this is another rule, and I'm pretty sure this is the base rules, is that extra enemies
in the final fight
do not trigger. This one was specifically called out, though. This said activating the top Primus from the stack and then activating their additional enemies. So that was the exception. The base rule, though, however, so this guy's not going to bring in an additional one.
Got it.
Okay. So
do you get the rewards of... No, you probably...
Yes, I get these rewards.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
What?
That's why I didn't want to banish all these tactics, because if I come across one of these sport guys, or this guy, for example.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see. First things first, I want to make sure I have at least 1 health here. So I'm going to...
You do have at least 1 health. Good job.
Sorry, 1 buffer health. I'm going to weaken this blue for a green. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. Honestly...
So you're up to 2.
So I'm up to 2. Yep. Thank you.
Seems important to...
Items cannot be used, so I do have to kill that. All right, let's just roll everything. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. You're the designer. You know how to play it. Seems dumb to me, but you know. Crit.
Okay. So let's...
So you should use the 3 crits, probably. Oh,
right.
4 crits.
Jeez, okay. All right. So I'm going to
and then you have
defeat this one.
4 additional hits.
Then I am going to... Oh, here you go. Are you ready for this? I'm going to apply this crit to Stygiana. That's going to make me lose 1 health, right?
Sure.
Then I'm going to use bolster health. Oh, sorry. Actually, hold on. I need to do this in the right order. +1 health or gain 1 tactic. I am going to gain a tactic. I am going to gain stun.
So these are not in play right now. These are exhausted.
Correct. Yeah, those are exhausted.
Okay.
So I gain stun from this. Then I'm going to do this. I'm going to apply 1. That's going to drop down to 1. I'm going to then immediately use bolster health.
Cool. Smart.
To bump that up by 2. So now I'm at 3.
That's
then I'm going to apply another 1. So I drop back down to 2.
Okay.
So Stygiana and this guy are both dead.
Okay. You have 4 additional hits over here.
So I might as well. So what's our health at now? We are at 8 health
What's
for
remaining?
Tautier, right? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now 6. Do I have 6 damage here? No, I do not. But I will hit these 2.
Okay.
So that is, I'm at 4 damage there.
Okay. You just moved that green to a hit.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. That's okay.
Cheat.
Well, let's give those. I still have 2 rerolls, so let's give those a reroll.
Okay. Are you gonna like get Tautier?
Yeah, I might just.
Exact same results.
Okay.
As I just had.
I'm gonna use this
Okay. What was that?
to recover these. That's recover 5. So give those and give them all a roll. I think I can win this right here.
Crit.
Oh.
Hit.
Is that it?
That's
we do it?
6. That's,
Yes, we do it.
Okay. Nice.
All right.
Nice.
Okay, so
go
I have
there.
defeated Tautier.
Do you have to defeat the remainder of the
No,
stack?
I don't,
Ah,
because
Tautier
as long
needs
as
to call in the boys.
Yep.
And
essentially what you have to do is you have to defeat the
yeah, I'll go to
Scion,
the face cam.
and then you need to make sure there's nobody else alive. So if, for example, I let this fight go,
Yep.
keep going, and Decimus and Sea Strider got added to the fight, they brought in their enemies, and I killed Tautier, I'd still have to clear the board. But because I killed him before these 2 ever got even added to the fight, I'm good.
Got it.
So,
Nice. We did
wow,
it.
that went a lot
We
better
did it.
than the first showcase when I died
Yeah.
against Pluto.
I mean, the trick is to just have me roll the dice. 'Cause,
Yeah, no, you were rolling.
I'm good at crits, as evidenced by. Let's show that there are 5.
Look at all those
5
crits.
crits and 2 yellow hits. So
Yep.
in the first roll, I rolled no yellow misses.
That's true.
Uh,
So just pro
impressive.
tip, if you want to do well at this game, invite Andrew here to your house or cafe or plane.
Or just
play it on a plane. I remember
borrow my hands in some sort of mad love, idle hands.
yeah, those
sort of
loaded stickers to land
situations.
crits are effective. Yeah.
Yeah, we make
I think
the
Shannon
stickers
stickered these.
extra
so,
heavy. we put a little metal slug under the reverse side of the crit hits. It's hidden very well.
but yeah, so that is the Victorum deck. Now keep in mind that is the starter
Yeah, that is
difficulty.
the
So every
baby
time
difficulty.
every time you play, you can choose to sort of like, okay, next time you're gonna play and you have to defeat 4 Primuses. And then I think it's also you have to. I can't. Let's see. Let me take a look here and read.
Yes. Let me get all of the
where is it?
applause. Let's see some applause in the chat. We did very good.
Difficulty ranking. There it is. You make Victorum harder by using this optional difficulty ranking. The ranking system starts at rank 1, which plays as the normal rules describe. Each time you win a game, move to the next ranking. Each time you lose a game, move back to the previous ranking. For each rank beyond rank 1, deal yourself 1 additional Hero Primus card during setup.
Sure.
This increases
That
the
just
number
seems
of
good.
more options, right?
Yeah, more
This
options.
increases the number of Primuses that must be defeated. The setup diagram shows where to place the additional Primuses. For each rank beyond rank 1, after creating Mount Vesuvius in setup, remove the top card from a number of decks equal to your rank. Place each removed card with Scion Influence into the Scion Influence deck.
Oof.
For each card without it, discard it and dismiss a unit.
Okay, what's
So-
the final Primus count that you can end up with?
7 Primuses.
All of them.
So I
right?
think it's -1. I think it's
Wow.
because there's 9. There are 9 Hero Primuses, so this is 7. So it's -1. So
Okay, so you could have a scenario that looked like. I'll just show it off. Final difficulty.
So yeah, it's 1. It's like, where's the camera at right now?
It's on us, on our faces.
So
can
no, it's
hold
not
it.
quite like that. It's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
No,
6,
I'm not
7.
going to do it in order.
No, you don't have to do an order, but you're literally putting it in the 2 decks that don't have it.
Don't.
They don't go there.
I designed
Those are the
this.
2
Don't
places they
question me.
don't go.
All right, let's.
Oh
so,
my gosh.
yeah, is this right?
And then 2 more here.
Woof. Okay, these are. I'm starting to just pop in Scions. That's not what would actually be there.
And then
Good old Nox. Yeah, so you'd have to clear all of these. Wow. So all but 1? No. Yeah, 4. Okay.
yeah, because there are 9
1, 2,
camps,
3, 4,
and you have to
5,
fight 7. So
7.
that is a very hastily, but
Yeah.
yes.
7 Primuses. You would still take 1 Scion on at the end,
Yes,
right?
yep.
Okay. Neat.
Yeah, I'll just say this much. I not.
Has that one been tested? It seems incredibly impossible.
I believe there was one person in the playtesting who. Now that being said, I can't remember if he beat it on the hardest difficulty before we added the whole discarding into the Scion Influence deck.
Yeah.
So I could be wrong. But yes, I do believe somebody got to the point where they did beat it on the hard. Like they fought 7 Primuses, they killed all 7 Primuses, they beat the Scion. But I don't think there was the whole starting setup thing, which adds a little bit extra to it. So I'm not, but like I would imagine that that same guy could probably figure it out and probably beat it on the hardest difficulty eventually.
Yeah, send us your picks.
But it definitely,
as
as I think was talked about last time, this is definitely a game where when you get to those highest difficulties, luck is part of it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not, because it's a dice game, because there's the cards, it's like you can absolutely get better at this game, but once you get into those harder difficulties, it's like, okay, you need to play perfectly and get lucky.
That's great. And one nice fun thing about the Victorum deck, just because it is pulling specifically from Victorum, every single last hero option is included. Every hero that was made for Victorum is here.
Plus Aprilis.
And every single Scion.
Yep.
That is available in the base game and the only expansion that exists.
Yeah, so if you have a favorite from Victorum and you're like, oh, I really, really, really want to see Camazotz, Camazotz is here.
Yeah. Where's that bat boy? There. Camazotz. We even got an item that was specifically good if you had.
Yes. So one thing some viewers might have noticed is that there are some conflict cards that are sort of linked to certain Primuses. So, for example, one that I discarded, that I just spectated, was that Serpent. And if you're going up against Zahak and you defeat that Serpent, you get a bonus. Some opportunities if you're going up against Camazotz. And those are kind of like named after either units that are tied in. So like the Serpent shows up in Zahak's Scion battle in Victorum. So that's where they came from. There's the Profaned Oracle, the Ghost Rider or whatever. Where is he?
Ghost Rider?
Ghost Rider.
Yeah. I forget his actual name.
It's either Profaned or Obscene Oracle. Obscene Oracle, that's it.
Oh, I thought it was like Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze. So this guy is a Pluto sort of related Bane unit, I want to say, or something. So he ties something into with Pluto in Victorum. And so then if you fight this guy, you get a bonus if you defeat him. So every... oh my gosh. Every Scion in the game has a corresponding card in the conflict deck that'll give you a bonus. So it sort of gives you like I gotta find that. Like, ooh. Or if it shows up, more realistically, it's more likely to be if it shows up, you should pounce.
Get it.
Because I don't think I did Tautier's bonus. So it's not like it's required. You'll lose if you don't, but...
Yeah. The thing I love about Qualmos, their Spectate is funny.
Their Spectate is funny.
They're very funny. You did a very good job designing this stuff.
The Spectate effect for Qualmos is you have to roll a green, and if you hit, you have to accept the conflict. So it's sort of like...
So if you're trying to spectate stuff away...
Spectate stuff away because you're like, I need to get to the other side of the mountain or whatever, and I cannot fight this thing right now. You're like, all right, 50-50 shot.
Yeah, it's the 50-50 die.
Yep.
All right. Well, do you have any final thoughts on Victorum? Does anyone have any final questions on Victorum? There is a delay, so I'll give this a second. But
we'll just sit here in silence while we wait.
I mean, any final thoughts?
We've got Too Many Bones coming up next, though.
Yeah, Too Many Bones is coming up next. That will be with Ryan, who was key in development on that one. And that deck is somewhere in this box. I think, I hope, I pray.
Oh, it better. Or is it in that box?
It's right here. Look at that Bones box. All right. Well, looks like no questions.
No questions.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Salem.
thanks for watching. Thanks for rolling.
I will be back. Yeah,
I needed that.
I'll be bringing the same rolls, except maybe Ryan doesn't want them. I don't know. We'll see.
Ryan isn't as bad at rolling as I am, though. So
you're uniquely bad at rolling dice.
Very unique. It is.
Science should study you.
Statistically, it should be impossible.
Will there be a
When will there
remaster?
be a Hoplo remastered 20 strong deck? I do not believe we have any plans for that at the moment. But of course,
Never say never.
never say never. No questions, but the deck has really captured the Victorum campaign experience. Awesome.
Yeah.
We're glad.
It does really feel like playing a game of Victorum in... How long have we been live?
Now, granted, I just also want to clarify that during this playthrough, we were talking through things. We were trying to make sure the cameras and everything.
Yeah.
So
It should not take this long.
I would say more. This is the longest of the 3 decks. Don't get me wrong.
Mhm.
But once you start getting pretty comfortable and pretty familiar with it, like 45 minutes. So whereas the other decks sort of say, hey, 30 minutes. 45 is probably pretty safe for Victorum.
I would say it's pretty safe to say that eventually there will likely just be a deck associated with most of our properties.
Oh, yeah, because I see the question.
Minus
Any plans for a
Triplock
Burn
and
Cycle
Gamespick
and
again.
Cloudspire deck? Yes, plans for both of those. Of course, that's design plans. I cannot comment on when or even officially if. I know we did the vote during the campaign, and I believe it was the Burn Cycle deck that won. Which isn't a guarantee. That means like, oh, we aren't doing the other decks, or even that we're, gonna just only focus on a Burn Cycle deck. It just means like, okay, which one of these are people the most interested in, and and we're gonna use that to sort of inform our decisions as to which one we do try to sort of.
Yeah, I can't wait for
get the ball
the
going.
20 strong deck.
20.
Where
It's the unthemed. It's themed off of the engine, so like not Solar Sentinels, just the engine of 20 strong.
you have to play against the red die. It never misses.
Any chance for a thumb cutout on the deck boxes?
No idea. That's very much a Chesney, Gilly, JC question. Maybe.
Will there be a
I don't know.
Roth deck? What's Roth?
I don't know why we would make a deck based on a channel that was created by accident.
Yeah,
I mean maybe
we have made
we have made dumber stuff, but
the CTG crew versus fans deck. Okay, I actually love
I do
that.
like that.
That would be fun.
The 20 strong Tears of the Kingdom deck. I mean, I highly
you just make your own.
Yeah, make your own.
You just make your own. You just take the cards that you get and you just put them together and you make your
looks
own.
enough like Ganon,
You make your own monstrosity creation.
Draw some tears on him.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
That's what that game's about, right? I haven't played it. It's about a walking city that cries. I think that's all of our questions. Yes.
All right. Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. We will be back shortly. Come on. I mean, it's about a big crying city, right?
Yeah. It's...
okay, we'll be back in. I'm going to put us onto a mid-roll here. So this is what we're going to be playing next. And then, yeah.
All right, mid-roll time.
Do a dance until we're off, Sam.
Dun, 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 dun.
Keep dancing. We're not there yet.
You going to play the Twin Peaks music?
No.
No?
We're playing the elevator music.
Ugh.
And our audio is gone.
Oh, hi everybody. This is Ryan Howard. I am one of the developers and designers here at Chip Theory, and I am here to talk about the Too Many Bones 20 Strong deck, which I worked on along with Josh Carlson and Salem Scott and Shannon Wedge. And it's a pretty cool deck, so I'm really excited to show it to you. I don't think we have showed it off really in gameplay since the campaign. So, oh, I thought that was just you. I just thought you hadn't been eating very much lately.
Yeah, I've been on the diet.
Yeah.
It's very unhealthy.
You're getting married soon, so you're trying to like really look good for the tux.
Yeah, I want to fit into that bone type tux.
Andrew is getting married soon, so everyone wish him congratulations and mazel tov and all those things.
Do that, I demand it.
Anyway, I before we actually start showing off the stuff, I just want to say, so as we've probably addressed in some of the other streams, that this is the production copy of this stuff, and so there are, especially with the Bones deck, there are definitely a few kind of like production errors and just a couple of things we're fixing. So just be aware of that when you see the biggest thing, as you'll see, is that the gearlock, the front sides of the gearlocks don't have their names on them, and that is just like
we did that so people could give them their write in your own name, right?
Well, yeah, but they're on the back then. So
you graduated into being Nugget.
Yeah, so it's a foil. All of the enemies and the characters in this game have foil names, and so for some reason, like the foil plate was dropped on one side of these cards.
Weird.
So
okay.
It's just a thing. Obviously, that will not be like that in the final version. So just be aware of that. There's some areas where like some of the foil was kind of scratched or dropped too, and so those are all things we're addressing with our manufacturer. So just be aware of that.
The other one that pops out is there's big Sharpie lines on some of them where they pointed out that there are errors.
Yeah, so on the backs of all of these cards, there is, they basically, someone drew through them with a marker to at the manufacturer to show that like this side is kind of messed up. So that is why that is there. So now I know Salem stole my thunder in the last part of the stream, but I just wanted to say that there is, you point out that like Salem said, there is a backup plan that is just for Universal Heroes.
Called Universal?
Yeah, there's actually two of them, so you can choose when you bring a Universal Hero in which one you want. We're not going to play with the Universal Hero today, though, so I'll let you kind of discover that stuff for yourselves when you get your version of the game.
Ooh. What are our Universal Gearlocks that play?
Oh, so there's only one Universal Gearlock. There is Nugget is universal, and we can talk over her a little bit more if we end or when we do like the Gearlock selection.
Yeah.
I did want to stick up a little bit. Not that I think that you guys were like downplaying the Universal Heroes really, but I think like we did cross test them. Like some of them are going to be a little weaker or stronger in some of the decks, and like there is like a fun element to that. I think to figure out like whether if you like a big challenge, like having one that's a little more difficult, or if you like to have a little bit of a kind of an easier time. I
mostly just want to get out ahead with if one seems busted in a thing, it's like, it is impossible to playtest heavily for every single Universal Hero for forever.
But like we actually were originally going to have Patches be the Universal Hero, but we basically realized that he's kind of unbeatable in the other decks because of the way that like his innate works. And so we were like, but actually I think Nugget with a little bit of maybe gain text modification could be the Universal Hero, so we ended up going that route instead. So we did put some thought into it. I want people to understand that like it actually is something that received a lot of discussion, even though it's not always going to be like exactly as fine-tuned as the ones that are built for that game are. So anyhow,
I will say right before we get into it, if you're tuning in now, if you skipped to this part or just came in now for the Bones part, I'll explain a little about how 20 Strong works is a system of how the game plays. You will go into the specific Bones.
Sure.
But just in general, you have this pool of dice. They got different colors, which means different hit probabilities based on the color. Red's the best with 6 hits. Purple has 5. Blue has 4. Green has 3. Yellow has 2. You will have that defined pool, 4 of each and then 1 red. And then you also have this dice that indicates your health. This is your refresh or recovery. I forget which we settled on.
Recovery.
Recovery. And then strategy, which is your rerolls. Recovery is how many dice you get back. Also, strategy is your item limit. Bones plays with all of that a little bit differently, and has a bunch of other different cute little mechanics going on, such as the backup plans, which is why there's universal ones to apply to your universal heroes. So first off is you select the Scion, correct? Or a Tyrant.
The Tyrant.
Yes.
So we'll let you guys vote. There are 4 Tyrants.
I believe this is the right camera. Yes.
There's Barnacle, Nom, Oxide, and Cinder. There's one from each of like kind of the 4 big boxes of Too Many Bones. We do, I have definitely given some thought to like how could we make more Bones 20 strong decks. I think those would be something we do later on in the future. But like, this is the Too Many Bones 20 strong deck. But like, I think you could do an Undertow one, even though we've got Undertow elements in this. Same thing with Splice and Dice and Unbreakable. So. I think probably like how those things would be changed is I'd kind of like monkey with like the mechanics of like how you face the enemies and that kind of a thing, while still trying to keep like the stuff like the backup plans and some of those points calculations similar. So.
All right, so I'm going to put a poll up so people can help pick the Tyrant of their choice. Could you go over each of the Tyrants a bit on what they do?
Okay, so Nom. Actually, I should explain quickly first that all of these Tyrants have like their own kind of unique final battle, but they are affected by the Tyrant encounters, and so each of them interact with the Tyrant encounters, which I'll explain in a bit, in a unique way. But basically, Nom has to do with Nom can hit you on the head with the Thunder Club and keep you from doing very much damage to Nom. Barnacle can all the Tyrant encounters that you don't finish off will turn into Barnacle's tentacles, which you can use to do more damage to you. Oxide can for Oxide has a bunch of different powers that represent Oxide's like different body parts, which you can kind of slowly disassemble by taking out the Tyrant encounters. And then Cinder will kind of like simulates like the effect of lava by like slowly reducing your stats the longer that you go up against fighting him, and the more Tyrant encounters that you finish off, the more you can kind of mitigate that stat loss. So
okay, cool. And then give us a quick rundown on how Bones is a bit different.
Sure. Okay.
Face cam for this.
So can you switch over to the other?
Never mind.
The main cards. Okay. So you see that
It'll be
not me. One. Hi guys. No, this
is delayed.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We're on this.
All right. Great. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Ryan's new to stream.
Yeah.
He's not a seasoned professional.
No. Andrew's the expert. Okay. So you can see here that there are 3 different starting stacks. There is a encounter stack, and there is a 1-point baddie stack, and there's a 5-point baddie stack. Now, there's no 20-point baddie stack in this game, or 3s, although you will see some 3-point baddies kind of be reclassed into 1-point baddies for this game. But essentially, every day that you play, like so the game takes place over a course of days, you're going to tick this up, and you will kind of take the amount of baddie points equal to what day it is. So, for example, if you had 4, it was on day 4, you would take 4 1-point baddies. If it was on day 6, you'd take a 5-point and a 1-point, etc. You have to survive basically through the minimum amount of time that it would take before, like your minimum day amount before you can face a Tyrant. So, for example, if we were to pick Barnacle, you can see that his minimum days is 8. So if you get up to 8 days, you can face him. You can also, the game can go up to 12 days. You can take up to 12 days and then face him on day 12 if you wanted to.
Is it always 12 days?
It's always 12 days, yeah.
Okay.
So, but you can face them at any point after their time limit is reached, basically. And
a thing I didn't point out, there are these little things, kind of universal. This is how much health each of these units has. This is how much damage it'll do to you if you do not defeat it.
Yeah.
Here's types.
Yeah, and these are baddie types, which you will be familiar with if you've played Bones, and they will sometimes have an effect on the effects of the cards. Like they'll affect certain types of baddies or things like that. So you can normally you will just face off against like whatever your point value is, but you can choose instead of or in addition to doing that to take the top encounter card of the encounter deck. So there are 3 different types of encounters. There are Tyrant encounters, which we see here, which is basically like you do a battle with an additional negative effect. There is also I can reshuffle these actually after we're done, so I can show them off. There's also the like trove loots or like lockpicking encounters, which basically allow you to put these things in your inventory and you can't get rid of them, but then you can apply hits to the card instead of to like one of the enemies to unlock it and then come up with the new kind of like really good item.
But you can always see what is going to be in there.
Yeah, you can look if you want.
That's
and
cool.
then there is also the Molnor encounters. So Molnor, if you're familiar with Too Many Bones, are like these kind of weird creatures that are always kind of like trying to rip you off, basically. And so a lot of Molnor encounters you run into in the regular Too Many Bones game have to do with kind of you kind of them trying to make a deal with you that has like kind of a less than great benefit to you, but if you don't do it, they get mad at you and screw you up. And so basically, if you avoid doing these, then you are penalized for it essentially. And I will explain. I'll explain that kind of as we go, like how like avoiding them or not avoiding them goes. But
of course.
But yeah, so you shuffle these together. We're playing on the kind of the starting mode, which gives you 4 Tyrant encounters, and then 4 Tyrant encounters, 4 Molnar encounters, and 4 lockpicking encounters. And then as you go up in difficulty, you add more Tyrant encounters into that stack. So basically, making the game more dangerous at the end, because it will make the game harder earlier on if you're taking these Tyrant encounters, but ultimately it'll make the final battle more doable. So
okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm going to close the poll on the Tyrants.
I see someone saying too, all of the new art is gorgeous. Yeah, so it's some of it is redrawn, a lot of it is just kind of recolored. All of the art is from the different except for the Gearlocks, which we'll see shortly. All the rest of the stuff is like either redrawn or colored from like the Bones games in which it appeared. The original art is all by either Anthony Letourneau or Federico Pompili, and then Anthony did all the recoloring and redrawing of stuff. So he did a great job. This stuff looks really, really good. And it also is a thing that it's kind of showing some of the stuff off in a way that you've never maybe even imagined it before. I think we've all kind of seen like different like colorings and stuff that we weren't really anticipating from Anthony.
There's unhooded Duster.
Well, that's
unhooded.
That's
Nugget.
different. We'll get to that in a second. But the other thing too is that like I tried to make all this stuff from the different games, and so like you'll see stuff in here from all the different boxes, from the expansions, from the pop-up book. Even there's an enemy from the pop-up book that's in here.
Really?
Some new ones from the new round of content. So
okay.
So it looks like we've got Cinder as our winner. Okay.
Yeah, Kinder won.
So Cinder starts out on this side, which is like tells you basically this is the battle side. Let's try and battle setup. So like when you once you get to the point where you're trying to fight Cinder, you do the battle setup, then you flip it over, and this is like the kind of the active fighting side basically. So so if we can move this out of the way now, and then we have the game comes with 5 Gearlocks, and I am going to, just because we only have 4 spots in the poll, I'm going to make the executive decision to not put Gasket in the poll. Because
they're technically not a Gearlock.
Well, actually, legally they are a Gearlock. It says on their sheet, but like they're not a flesh and blood Gearlock. This is what Gasket looks like, though, if you wanted to see. Now, the other 4 though that we're going to choose from today are Nugget, Duster, Figment, and Patches. So don't boo me, Salem. The Gasket's good. I like Gasket in Bones and in this game, but we had to get rid of one of them. So, what Nugget does is
let's flip them to their innate side. So
sure.
If that helps, because
then
they have names on them.
It does, but like the innate side is better than the innate +1 side is better.
So this is Nugget. This is Duster. This is Figment. This is Patches.
Yeah. So Nugget has to do basically with like keeping additional items and using like she can use single use or not she can use instant rewards as single use rewards if she wants to. Um, Duster, who might be my favorite one, she can basically reduce the damage suffered by 1 when she's facing multiple enemies. Figment can kind of jump back and back and forward in time when he is kind of like scouting through the decks for good or bad enemies. And Patches, who is also very, very cool. Patches can just kind of have an automatic kind of health recovery and recover some. Recover his dice automatically too, to a degree. Also, all 5 of these characters have backup plans. So obviously, backup plans from Too Many Bones. If your roll misses, you can slot them into your backup plan on your Gearlock mat. So what we do is something similar. You can, when you roll misses on your dice, you can slot them into the corresponding color backup plan slot on the character, as long as you don't have another dice there of that color. So once now all of everyone's backup plans costs 1, so you can use this multiple times in a single engagement if you want to. You can like exhaust a die to use the backup plan. There are also, you can get some backup plan extensions, which will let you use exhaust multiple dice basically to use kind of more powerful effects. And then if you get all 4 of these filled up, you can flip your card to the innate +1 side, which gives you a better innate ability, and it bumps up your strategy and your recovery stats by 1, which is very nice. Ooh. So, and in the version of the demo case, you can also see the character's name, or in our kind of production version. So that's another added benefit.
Yeah. So let's try to get that. And how many does that take? All 5 in there?
4. So you can't because you can't really put the red one in there because those are only misses. So.
Well, you sometimes can if you have a thing that puts stuff in there, right?
Well, I think we got rid of that actually because we colorized all of this, so now you can only put them in the correct color. So anyway, so
let's close the poll.
What do people want to be?
It seems like it's going to be Duster, the most powerful Gearlock.
Yes, I mean Duster's great. I really like Duster's I like Duster in Too Many Bones regular, and I also like Duster in this game.
Yeah, it looks like Duster won somewhat handily. Patches next up.
If you read the cog book coming soon, Duster is also one of the main characters in the cog book, even though she comes from previous cycle content, because I just love Duster so much. So so Duster, I'll explain. So wanted her innate to kind of have something to do with Nightshade. So her innate is Alpha Wolf, which is in the suffer damage step. If there are 2 or more active enemies, even if they are defeated, reduce the damage suffered by 1. And then her backup plan is during activation, you can adjust the BQ by +1 or -1 baddie points. So if you do that multiple times, you can adjust it by however many that you are using from your backup plan. So one other quick thing before we start playing is that unlike Solar Sentinels and Victorum, every battle that you fight in this game, it can take multiple engagements, kind of similar to the way that the Primus or boss fights do. If I'm fighting stuff in like the normal baddie stack, they will always stay there and continue to do damage to me every engagement until they are defeated. You don't move on to the next day.
Or you were defeated.
Or until I'm defeated, right? And we can't move on to the next day until they are defeated. So I will still get to recover and get my rewards and stuff after an engagement for everything that has been defeated, but everything that's not been defeated will damage me, and then we'll stay out, and I'll keep on fighting them.
Okay.
Cool. So that's kind of like one of the big differences there. So.
So where are the day 1 and 2 and 3 encounters that you stacked the deck with a bit?
So we don't have those.
Oh no, I'm gonna lose right away though.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay. So
where are we?
Now I did lose this when I played this a few 6 months ago or however long it was that we demoed this. So we'll see how it goes today. We've made some good adjustments to it since then. So
where are we going?
Okay.
Where are we starting off here?
So it's day 1. We got this set on day 1.
Pop this up here. Is this in camera? Feels like it should be.
Yeah. So we could take the knockoff ebonite goods. So I can't actually because we have to be able to discard an item.
Well, we could take the fight, right?
We could take the fight, which would be
Baddie
BQ
points,
add one point baddie. I think actually we'll do that because it's only day 1 and this guy's not that bad. So
okay.
Um,
Get it out of the way, and you can start getting to those tyrant encounters to
yeah,
make.
although he's kind of icky to fight with Duster right away though because he is because Duster only starts out with 1 health.
Yeah,
Maybe I won't do that.
Can't
Maybe I won't do that.
misses against him.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm just gonna take him by himself.
Okay.
I can throw my misses into my backup plan though too, which is worth knowing. So
does that count though? Then?
No, because it's not an active area. It's in your backup plan.
Okay.
So, okay, so I will just fight him though this time. So I apologize as well. I might be a little rusty just because it's been a few months since I've played this game, as we were waiting for it to be done from proofing into production and stuff. So I'm actually going to kind of overroll in this guy a little bit. Actually, you can do the overroll because I want I might throw some misses into my backup plan here. So.
Okay, so we got a yellow, a red, a blue, and a green. Demonstrated I'm not good at rolling misses. Yeah, I've rolled 1 miss.
Okay, that's fine. So throw that miss. We're going to throw that miss into the backup plan.
Sure, and
then we are going to use the other 3 to beat this guy.
Okay.
All right. So
you have done 3 to him.
Yeah, I've done 3 to him, so he's defeated. There's no other enemies out right now, so I can increase my strategy by 1. That's a nice one to get right away.
That's a nice one to get. And then when he is defeated, does he just get tossed aside?
He does, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't count his Scion influence?
My recovery is only... Where are you putting the exhausted dice on the stream?
That's a question. You can put your active dice over here. Let's go. Where do you want to? I'm going to have active dice
just tell me where to put them, yeah.
You can put exhausted.
Okay, sure.
Here.
So I will exhaust this blue die. I'll get the other 2 back. So these are also
recovered 2.
Yeah. Okay. So now I finished a battle, so I can do one of 2 things. I can either rest, which is I can recover 1 health,
okay,
or I can scout, which basically means I can move the top one of these cards up here to like a scouted deck, and then it gives me another option of something I can do. Now, if I do scout this knockoff ebonite goods, if I scout this Molnar encounter, I will either have to banish a die or take -1 health. I don't really feel like doing that right now.
I could speedrun the game in -1 health.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, this guy kind of stinks, but he gives you an extra recovery, which is nice.
He also only has 2 health.
I know, but you have to banish the dice to apply to him, which is annoying.
Banish is gone forever.
He's pretty good. I don't really want to get rid of him. So I'm going to go recover health. I only got 1 health. So
this guy makes me think of the deer in Adventure Time who like pops his hooves off and pushes his fingers together.
I'll just take your word for it. Okay, let's see. So
you recovered 1 health to get off of your 1 starting.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
Good idea.
So I am going to take the knockoff ebonite goods this time because I do want to get rid of it. I want to start moving through this deck. It's important to move through this deck like relatively quickly to get the Tyrant encounter. So I'm going to do this. So it means I'm going to have baddie points, which is 2, and then adding in 1 additional 1 point baddie. So I'm going to go like this: 1, 2, 3. So what do I got here? Okay.
So this is a thing that happens a lot more often in the Bones deck. Versus
you find a lot of multi enemies. So
hits are going to be banished that are applied to this guy.
Yes. This is in the first roll, a banish 1 die rolled, and then this is at the start of each engagement. If there are no other face-up orcs, which there are not. Face-up includes these stacks up here. Either activate a 1 point baddie from the stacks or -1 health.
Oof.
Let's see.
So that's going to activate.
That would activate
right away,
this guy. Right? Let's see if I did I could -1 health if I wanted to because I've got at 2 now. So his effect probably won't hurt me, but it could.
Oh yeah, there could be another break hiding under there.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I'll take the health because I think I can handle it.
And you probably want to knock that guy out before. So yeah, important to note: engagement versus what are the 2? Like, is an engagement this round of rolling, Because you said they hit you and you keep going.
An engagement is like a full kind of like you roll dice, up until you're done with your strategy phase, and then you take the rewards and you take enemy damage. That's an engagement, and you recover dice. That's an engagement, but then a battle can go on for longer than one engagement.
Okay.
So,
you'd
if I
want
don't
to get
defeat
rid
him-
of him before he triggers again.
yes.
Okay.
Correct. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to roll a fair amount of stuff here. I'm going to roll my red. Let's see. So I don't need to defeat all these guys either. I could leave him actually out because I can tank a damage. I need to kill 2 of these guys because I can ignore 1 damage because they're worse. They started out to be more than one enemy out in front of me. So let's see here. I'm still gonna overroll a little bit because I would like to put more stuff in my backup plan. All right, so I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll a. Yeah, I got some time. So I roll blue, green, a red, and a purple.
Okay. 4. So we got 2 crits, 2 hits.
Dang. Okay.
All right.
Well, whatever. I mean, I'll kill them. I'll happily kill them all. So
Does that do it?
So yeah. So I'm going to
Oh, it
put
does. It certainly
the crit green here, which I'll have to banish it, but then it does give me a recovery now.
It is the worst one too. So.
I have to banish one of these though. That's okay. I will banish the blue die then, I guess.
Okay. Banish
I will have to reroll one of these, but that's okay. I should have rolled a yellow to start with. That was stupid. Okay, too late. Banish that die.
Sure.
Then. Oh, he gives me a recovery as well. That's awesome. I didn't even realize
your recovery is going to be awesome.
Oh man. Okay.
Right away.
So So I have 2 recovery. So I've gotten 4 recovery. That's great. We shuffled these. I don't know. That's odd. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on him, and then I got 2 more. I got 3 more rounds of this. So I'm going to.
You're probably going to add some.
So, let's see. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna keep rolling blues until I roll a miss. I roll blue and green.
There's 1 hit.
Okay, awesome. So give me
One
that.
miss.
We're gonna put the blue in the backup plan,
Sure. So
and
that's
then we're
the
gonna
backup
put
plan.
the green on this guy. He's defeated. Gain a health.
Nice. So you got your health. Did you
Okay.
get your 2
I did. Yes.
covers? All right.
Okay, so now I get to recover 4 dice. I have currently 5 dice in my exhausted area. I am going to pull these 4, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems correct.
Okay, so now I'm at the end of my battle, so I can choose whether I want to recover gain an extra health, or if I want.
Discarded that?
Yeah, that was discarded. Yes, or if I want to scout one of these bad boys. Let me think.
Scurrier seems fine as long as there's not another break under there.
Right. Yeah, and miniphage is also fine with me right now. So what's this guy? This is.
Yeah, green's banished, right? As well, because you put it on that.
Oh yes, thank you. Thank you very much, the Zor Rabbit. All right. Anytime you reduce health, you may reduce. Oh, okay. This one's kind of interesting. This can be good at times.
Okay. These are applied hits, correct?
Those are applied hits. Yeah.
Cool.
I do want to keep moving. I'm gonna scout this, which I can choose to take it later, but then it does allow me to kind of have more options here. Okay, so now it is day 3. So I will be fighting 3 1-pointers.
3 1-pointers. Another thing you can do is take this and then not have a combat.
Right. Yes, which I'm thinking about doing.
But you might want to save that for day 4, which
Yeah.
will be 4 1-pointers, which
Right,
seems bad.
Yeah,
Especially with that.
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take 3 1-pointers. I'm gonna take this. All right.
Oh, nice.
Good. No
breaks.
No breaks. So I've got. So his doesn't affect me because there's no other face-up break baddies.
Nice.
His is in each roll die step. If at least one miss is rolled, either change an unapplied hit to a miss or return a die that is applied to an undefeated baddie to the dice pool. And then this one is at the end of the suffer damage step. if this baddie is defeated and any other baddie is left undefeated, this baddie becomes undefeated. Basically, he's got like all of these powers are basically meant to mimic abilities from some of the baddie skills in the game, essentially.
Nice.
So, for example, his is return, because he's kind of got like the Terminator, I'll be back, ability. So, yeah, let's see here.
Yeah, the G800, because as we all know, the T800 was called that because he was named the Terminator 800.
Yeah. Josh Wilgus wanted to call this one the G2000, I think, or whatever. What does it do? 1000 or 2000?
G1000.
So G1000.
T1000 is the liquid metal guy.
Yeah, but I was like, he's not really liquid metal. He looks like the Terminator from the first movie. So
yeah, he's definitely not the liquid metal guy.
Yeah.
That guy looks like a big pile of bad CGI.
Yeah. I don't want to get into your Terminator 2 hatred on this.
Hey, Terminator 2 is pretty good. I liked it a lot until I saw it as an adult, and I was like, it's kind of just
okay. All right, so let me see here. All right, so
the villain's very cool in Terminator 2.
Let's see. What order do I want to do these in? Probably want to get him out of here. Although if I don't get rid of him, he will not hurt me at the end, which is nice.
Yeah.
I need to kill him last, or at least if I don't kill him last, he will
just come back.
Come back.
Waste.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here.
When gaining an instant, you can gain it a second time.
Oh, that's nice.
You could recover 2 dice, but this is probably
the
worst.
I can't recover anything right now because I don't have any dice in my exhausted area. Okay, so I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna do a fair amount of rolling here. Keep rolling. Let's try rolling these. We're gonna roll 3 purples, 2 greens, and a red.
Nice. Okay, let's see. So we got crit, hit, miss.
Okay, so the Tipsy Troll will require me to turn one of my hits into a miss because I did roll at least 1 miss. So I'm going to turn one of these guys into a miss.
Can you be cute and say that you want to turn this red into a miss?
No.
And go, I'm unable to.
No, but I can be cute and put this in my backup plan.
Because then you could put the green in there too.
So actually what I'm going to do, check this out. You're going to switch it over to the other thing. Okay, so I do have all 4 dice in my backup plan right now. So I am going to choose to exhaust all of them, and which I'm exhausted area, which I now can recover with that thing. And I get to flip this over. Duster has a name now and a big line through her, but she's at an 8+1, and I get to bump my stats up by 1, not my health, but my other stats. So this is unusual to have this high of recovery and strategy so early in the game, but it is going to be nice for me. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so moving back to the main area here, if you want to switch back over. Let's see. So I am going to...
Are there any troll glodites in?
There is a troll glodite.
Okay,
yes.
Good.
There's also a goblodite and a koboldite and a
Gyrlocodite.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. All right, so I am gonna use this now.
Sure.
So I can recover a dice. I'm gonna recover this purple over here.
Sure.
Then I'm going to apply both of these to this guy.
Sure.
So let's be scout right away. So look at these guys. These guys are both fine. I'm going to scout this.
Sure.
And then
apply that miss to that.
No.
Can you apply hit misses? I assume you can't.
No.
Okay.
All right. So I don't want this guy to hurt me at all. So I'm going to roll some more dice. I'm going to keep this green, and then I'm going to roll.
And you've got 4 more rerolls. My goodness.
All right. I'm going to roll 2 purples.
All right. That's a crit.
All right, so we're still not there yet. Let me pop those other 2 in my backup plan.
Oh, okay.
And then
I assume you want to add more dice.
Yes. So I still have 3 more rolls. I'm going to roll a blue and a yellow.
This is 3. So there's 2 hits.
Okay, well, that's not really what I wanted, but that's okay.
You're trying to flip back over.
Yeah. Well, save it for an extension or something. Okay, so I have defeated these guys. So no damage to me. This guy goes in my item area. So when I'm gaining a single or like an instant, I can gain it a second time if I want to, which is nice. Then I exhaust all these and I recover 5 dice. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That was exhausted area.
Yes.
It's unexhausted.
Okay, so it is turn 4. So, all right, I'll do this. So I can select a discarded Tyrant encounter from at random and place it on the bottom of my encounter deck. Then +1 recovery. So
Wow.
I'm going to get +1 recovery, but I have to take one of the Tyrant encounters that we didn't shuffle in.
Okay.
Pick one, and there are 5 usable characters in the TMB deck.
Yep. And there's Duster, Nugget, Figment, Patches, and
Gasket.
Gasket.
So then I put a new Tyrant encounter on the bottom.
And then you get +1 recovery, which
recovery.
is great. You're at 6.
And that was my 4th day. So I don't actually have to face any enemies this time.
Perfect.
This goes away. So
That's
now
great.
it's day 5.
See, for instance, this is some of the foiling that's coming up.
Yes.
And noted.
Yeah. So yeah, we are aware of the foiling issues. That's something we're working with the manufacturer on. So let's see. What does this guy do? This is our first Tyrant encounter we've had, and I've been trying to work through to find them.
You can scout or recover, right?
No, I can't. You can only do that after a battle.
Okay, good to know.
Which I did forget to do earlier, actually. So I'm gonna kill myself one. All right. So if I take this, it would be BQ baddie points in the first engagement of this battle.
Oh, you didn't forget to, yeah? Did you?
No, I did that for I did scouted for the reward.
Oh, okay. Yep.
All right. So in the first engagement of this battle, I can't use blacks.
You mean purples?
Sorry, black. Yeah, purples.
Purples used to be black.
Yeah,
guys,
purples,
because we
blues,
used
or
to
reds.
Have straight up Hoplo colors.
Okay. So let's see. I will do that actually because it's on day 5. I can survive this even if I don't kill it for 1 engagement. So this is only for the first engagement of this battle. So I'm gonna take this, put this here as a reminder.
Okay.
And again, the benefit of doing this is that it is not in here later on to toy with me. So the more of those I can get rid of, the better it will be at the end of the game. So take the mini phage. So dice can only apply to this baddie if there are no other undefeated non-Tyrant baddies. Well, that's no problem because I don't have any other baddies out here. So
Nice.
Let's see here.
This little guy is so cute. What a sweet, creepy little guy. You cannot use red, purple, or blue.
Yes, I only have 3 dice that are not those.
Okay.
But that's okay. I'll give it a try. So I'll roll those 3 dice.
Let's see. That's pretty bad. It's 1 hit.
All right. Can you apply the hit and then give me one of the yellows, and I'll. Oh well. Let's see. Do I want to do that?
can keep re-rolling.
Yeah, keep re-rolling. We'll see what happens here.
So
Second roll. Yep.
1 crit.
Hey,
and 1 miss.
Look at that.
That's probably exactly what you want.
That's exactly what I wanted. Yes.
So this crit can go here.
Yep.
The miss will go in the backup plan.
Yes. And so I managed to do this even on the first play, even with this requirement. So
Nice.
I have bananas, which is before the suffer damage step, apply the damage from one undefeated baddie to another baddie if this would defeat it. The damage baddie still deals you damage as well. So
you can redirect a hit. Kind of. You still take it.
It's good though. It's a very good ability. It was so good that we nerfed it from what it originally was. So
yeah, let me know if it is a consistently blurry screen for you. But yeah, check your settings. Otherwise, I can certainly check to see if we are in focus. But I think we are.
Okay, so it is end of the day, so I can choose whether I want to scout. Well, I don't want to scout that because I want to keep on
Popping
going
on those
with
Tyrant
this.
encounters.
Yep. And then
And also, it's the funniest name, Ryan. Fire and Brimstone in this economy?
I'm gonna heal actually because I have an idea for what I want to do next here. So I'm gonna heal myself for 1. Okay, I get to recover 5 dice. So 1, 2, 3,
Here, yeah, so you're
4,
getting-
5.
Wow.
Okay,
Quite
so
the pool. Quite the pool of dice. The thing going from Victorum to Too Many Bones, it always feels like you have such a glut of dice versus Victorum where you got the little half section. All right.
okay.
On to day 6. Oh, did you scout or recover? Is that what you're doing?
I recovered. I recovered health. Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to think here what the best way to go about this is.
This guy's yellow raincoat. He's wearing.
Yeah. Okay. I am not going to take this yet, but I want to soon. But I'm going to take. I'm just doing a normal encounter this time for day 6. I'm going to go like this.
Sure.
And like this.
Cool.
So
that is what you have to do.
At the start of battle, -2 to the health of any other active baddie to a minimum of 1. And he doesn't have anything. This is kind of like for the baddies that had thick skin, I just made them have a lot of health. So,
That's a good.
so he now has 6 health instead of.
We'll just put these 2 fake hits with the dice that are actually what the dice will look like
Kind
or
of,
close
kind
to.
of.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I really would like this ability here. So
Backup plan extension 2 and the suffer damage step reduce the damage suffered by 1, so you could double up your innate. That's great.
Okay, let's see here. So what should I roll here? I'm going to roll. 2. All right. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to roll. 4 dice. Right, these 4. No, I'm going to roll these 4 dice.
Sure. Blue, blue, red, purple.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Switch. Don't want to be accused of all my really good ability at doing crits. So I got 1 crit, 2 hits.
Okay.
And then a miss.
Throw that miss in the backup plan.
Sure. So miss and backup plan. So you're gonna flip back.
No, I'm not executing.
And then if you reflip, you get the stat thing, right?
All right. So then can I have the 2 hits, please? Okay.
So this is your rolls.
Okay. Let's
so
see.
far, this is the first roll.
Okay, so I'm going to definitely pop this guy on here. So let's see. I'm gonna re-roll that one, but hold on, let me just figure out what I want to do here. So that's 2. So I need to get 4 more on this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, let's roll these other purples as well.
Sure. 4 hits. 4
All right, great.
Plain vanilla hits.
All right.
That's the wrong camera.
Okay, I'm gonna pop all these guys on here.
Sure.
Then, I am going to. I'm not going to roll anymore. So, I'm going to then. So he's no, never mind. I will roll more. Sorry, I'm stupid. I was going to do something clever, but then I realized I don't actually need to do that. So I'm going to roll a couple more.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll these guys, I think.
Okay. Still in the same
Yep.
engagement. So this is roll 3. 3.
Okay.
Crit and a hit.
Okay, put them on.
Both?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm rolling a lot of dice in here. That's okay though. Okay, and then Yeah, just roll.
Wow.
Roll all of them.
Do you have
That's
an
okay.
item that recovers all your dice secretly that you haven't told me about?
There is one of those in here, but it's not.
I
Okay,
got
so
a plain hit and 2 misses.
just apply it. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, so I get to recover a die. So I can recover this yellow die. All right.
So that's the
Everything is defeated.
instant.
Yes.
You could double that instant if you wanted to.
I don't have any other dice to recover, so I'm not going to.
Oh, yes. Applied.
Okay, so defeated both of these guys. So I do have basically no dice left right now, which is not the best. But I get to recover 6. So I get to keep. This is another thing I have ongoing.
The raincoat man has
And
died.
then 1. Actually, let's see here. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not recovering my red or my purples.
Because you want to do fire and brimstone.
Yes.
In this economy.
In this economy. Okay, so it is day 7.
Or end of day. So
Oh,
you can
yes,
scout
so,
and or recover.
I will. These guys, I'm fine with both these guys, so I'm not going to scout them. I want to get that out, so I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna go up to 5. All right, so
Are you sure? You might. Seems like it might be really bad if you're using low hit percentage dice.
well, you don't know what I'm gonna do. So
Okay.
all right, I'm gonna take this.
So you
I'm
just
going
recovered health. Got it.
Yeah, I recover health. Yeah, so I'm gonna take this.
Yep.
I'm going to use 2 baddie points or two backup plan dice
Sure.
to reduce the
Oh.
the BP by. I still might have made a mistake here, but that's okay. By
Those are exhausted, right? They're not banished.
they're exhausted. Yes, so exhaust these 2 dice to decrease the day like the BQ by
1 for each
2.
dice.
Yeah,
removed.
2 for 1 for each dice. So it's only at 5. I'm gonna take this guy.
Cool.
And then now I still might have hurt myself a little bit here because at the end of the first supply die step of each engagement, minus 2 health. So if I don't defeat him in my first roll, he will still hurt me.
Yeah.
But I can hack it though. So I'm gonna roll all these dice again.
And this isn't technically happening in this upper damage step, so you can't
Right.
control brew it.
Well, there's only yep, you're right.
Crit.
All right, we're good. He's dead.
Yeah, you should have only rolled 3 dice, Ryan.
All right. It's whatever. Better safe.
Wow.
Okay,
And
so
2
this is
hits,
gone.
2 misses. You could slot that yellow.
Oh
into
yeah, I
the
do want to
backup
do that.
plan
Thank
if
you.
want to.
All right, so
So those are all
now
okay.
I can recover 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right.
Okay. So
It's a little messy.
I'm on day 8 now.
You just gotta keep your workstation clean, you know. You're like that one person on Top Chef who like everyone dislikes because their station's so dirty.
Let's see.
Are you scouting or are you
I'm looking.
healthy?
Let's see. I hate this guy. He
At the
stinks.
start of battle, if there is a 5-point goblin on the stacks, activate it. Otherwise, activate a 1-point baddie from the stacks.
Yeah.
Woof. If there are any misses in the activary, banish one of them. What a turd.
Okay.
He only gives you +2 health too, as a thing. You should definitely scout him away. Unless there's like something real mean.
I'm gonna scout him away.
Oh man, that guy's great. I haven't seen him yet. He's just a cool lizard. What's his deal? Oh man. It's just a iguana?
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, it's day 8. So, I'm gonna take this. Man, I'm getting up to a point though where I gotta be careful what I'm doing. But
So you could
I would
take
love to at least get rid of
dangerous-
one more Tyrant encounter. Is the thing. So, I am going to
You gonna take that?
take dangerous starts. So I knew when I was going to do Molten Encounters, I have to include dangerous starts because everyone likes to joke around about it and how it's confusing and stuff. So I was like, let's make one that it's like the goofiest, kind of dumbest one of the game text in the
Okay.
game.
I like it. Rolling
So Rolling any number of dice in your dice pool, attempt to roll damage greater than 6 minus strategy. So in this case, it would just be a greater than 1. If you succeed, I get +1 strategy. If I fail, I get -1 health. I may slot misses into my backup plan. I could exhaust all the other dice rolled. So I could attempt to do this, or I could just take one damage and keep going.
You could just roll the red die, right?
Well, I need to roll greater than 1. Greater than 6 minus strategy, which right now is at 5. So I have to roll greater than 1.
Well, you could roll a red and a purple.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that.
Get a plus strategy.
Yep. I only get one
almost.
roll.
Oh, one roll. Okay. Does it say you only get one roll?
It's not like a.
Oh, it's not an encounter.
It's not an encounter. Yeah, it's not a.
So you're looking for 2.
Yes.
Does a crit count as 2?
Crit counts 2. Yes.
Oh,
all right, we're good.
Damn.
All right, so I gain a
defeated
strat.
dangerous darts.
But those don't get recovered though. It doesn't count as recovery, so they just get exhausted.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so now I'm on turn 9. Okay.
See, yeah. Oof.
Okay, so my stats are looking pretty good though. So I'm actually gonna.
You're 1 health away from.
I just need.
Stats.
What I need is I need to recover some dice. What I need, but I'm going to take the small squad and scope as my encounter for today. Put that into my. So that counts as a item in my item spots. I cannot get rid of it until after I've unlocked it. So it is taking up a spot here right now.
Okay.
But I move on to day 10. There's still a dang Molnar guy under here. I would really love it if I could get that guy out, get another Tyrant encounter out. But okay.
Exhaust all dice in your backup plan, then recover up to 2 dice. Could do that.
Yeah, I actually think I will do that because I can't beat this guy right now because I have to have 1 max. I could technically if I rolled 2 crits, but like I can have a max of 1 die of each color applied to it.
Oh, woof. Yeah.
So I am going to do that, I guess. I'm taking a lot of these guys. Exhaust my backup plan, and then I can recover 2 dice. So I'm going to recover a red and green, I guess.
Okay, so your active pool's looking pretty sparse. You got 6 dice in there.
I'm at 11. Okay. Oh, this is brutal.
So you could. It's another Tyrant encounter. 1 random unused. Oh.
Let's see.
So you could take on a Tyrant with no text.
Yes, but that would require using a lot of dice. But I really, really would like to. Okay. This is a really good ability. So I'm gonna do a. Oh, but this is 11. So next time I have to fight the Tyrant. That's the thing.
Fight the Tyrant tomorrow.
I'm trying to remember where's Cinder's thing. I just want to look at this thing again. So
yeah.
Okay, so during the right. So he gets at the end of each applied dice step -2 to any stat. Okay. And so I currently have I have 8. So there's 3 in here right now. So I would move my ship counter down to 5, so I could increase stats 5 times.
So how
this
he
is
works,
really good.
Count the number of Tyrant counters still in the encounter stack. See, so there's 3. Set the chip counter to 8 minus this number. So you can set it to 5. No longer needed as a day counter. Activate Cinder, a 5-point Maddie, and a 1-point Betty from the stacks.
Okay. I'm not going to do the Tyrant encounter because that's not. It would not give me enough benefits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the 11. So I'm going to go.
So you'd go 5, 5, 1.
5.
Buff.
So minus 1 recovery if there are other face-up breaks. Hopefully there won't be. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit. And then good.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I never ran into these fools either. I was really worried about running into those guys with the skip the recovery dice.
Oh,
okay, so
in each roll dice step,
I'm gonna have to like I might have to scout after this so I can make it so that he doesn't come up. Okay, so
only 1 of each color can be applied to him. each roll dice step. For each miss rolled, you have to change an unapplied hit to a miss.
That's stinky.
And then at the start of each engagement, -1 recovery if there are any other face-up breaks, which there are not. So you can ignore him.
Yeah. That's
So
stinky.
stinky.
All right.
Spam the chat with guy from I think you should leave.
All right. So I kind of actually want to knock this guy out first because he is annoying.
Yeah, the battle bot.
Yeah.
It's cutting a boot in half.
Mm-hmm.
It's all this a boot.
So let's do that.
Sure.
I'm gonna roll just these 3 dice.
Sure. Just these 3 dice. Ooh, that's bad. All right,
Okay.
hit, miss.
Well,
You can reroll.
I know,
Give
but
you -1 your recovery. Or no, there's no active breaks.
yeah,
Right. So them's the hits. What are you?
that's annoying.
Are you rerolling?
Yeah, reroll them.
Okay. Gotta know when to hold them. Know when to reroll them. That's the crit hit.
Okay, good. All right, so let's throw the 2 purples on the modified farm equipment.
Okay. So those 2 go there.
So I can place 1 banished die back in my dice pool. So I
Cool.
will put the blue back in the dice
Nice.
pool. Then I'm not going to apply that guy yet. So I've got 4 more of these. So
I've got
now
4 more rolls. Yeah.
let's just hurl. Well, let's see. Actually, this is interesting. No, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, let's just roll 1. Let's roll this blue die with the red die.
Yep. Okay. What are we hoping for here? This is an insane roll, I feel like. Hit.
Okay, so now I need to start getting dice back.
Yes, you do.
So I'm going to put these 2 here.
Oh, you're slotting the red.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm not going to roll more dice right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to
Would you want me to use the rest of your rerolls to try and get a crit with that red?
no, I don't.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this damage, but there are 3 guys out here right now. And so I would take 1 fewer damage. Now this guy would be damaging me too, except for I'm going to use my mini phage to take the damage from the eliminator. But so I'll take that -1, so I take 1 damage. But I can apply his 2 damage to the Kobold Elite and kill it.
Okay.
So
you used the
use the bananas. Yep. I have the reinforced blocker now, which is really good. That's why I wanted to fight this guy.
Okay.
So then, now these.
Much like in actual bones, reinforced buckler.
Yeah.
Too good.
So now I can recover 6. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
All right. Neat.
Now I'm gonna do something arguably stupid here,
Sure.
which is I am actually. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just. Can you please roll this die until we've either done it 6 times or I get a crit? No, that's never mind. I don't want to do that. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm stupid. No,
a smart thing to do.
Forget it. Okay, so what I'm going to do actually, I'm going to not roll anything this time. So this is an important thing in this game. Sometimes you need to basically. You don't need to, but you can use your health as a resource to gain back dice.
Yes.
So this guy's still not doing anything with this effect to me, so it's okay. So I'm going to take the 2 damage because I can't lose less than that right now because of the there's only 1 enemy out here. But I'm going to get 6 more dice back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now with my improved dice pool, I'm now going to try to kill this guy. I'm going to overroll a little bit to see if I can get some. Let's see. Let's roll these to start out with.
Well, you'll get +1 recovery if you defeat him. So you'll get up to 7.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, stinky.
No, that's okay with me. So I want those in my backup plan.
Sure. Okay, so these 2 misses. Backup plan.
Yes.
Do you want to reroll the hits? They are hits.
I want to reroll the. No, I don't. I don't want to. I actually don't want to. I'm going to roll these 2 dice now. So these are apply these here.
Okay.
And then let's roll these 2.
Oh, missing a crit.
All right, we're good.
Do you want to slot that?
Yeah, let's slot the purple.
Slot the enemies. Apply that hit.
Okay, so he's defeated. I would get a crit, but it doesn't do anything. All right, so knowing that next I'm going to face Cinder, I really don't want to. I'm going to recover these. I really don't want to add this 1 pointer because it has a skip recovery dice step, which stinks. So I'm going to scout him. Well, but I could gain health though.
You're at a whopping 2 health though.
Yeah, I know, which is not very high for going into the Tyrant, but I did choose to do this to myself.
So this guy rolls. He's very cool looking, and he has secret deodorant.
Secrete deodorant.
Yes, I know. But I just like the idea of secret deodorant.
Let's see here. Looking at my abilities here. Yeah, I'm gonna scout this guy.
Sure.
Okay. Awful. Okay, so I have to fight Cinder now because we're on day 12.
Sure.
All right, so let's throw him out here.
There he is.
All right, so now I set the counter at 8 and then minus the number of encounters still in the stacks, which there should be 1, 2, and the one I put at the bottom. Yep.
Cool. So there's 3.
So I've got set at 5. Then I have to add a 5-point baddie and a 1-point baddie. So I'll add these bog ribbits.
Sure. Are you allowed to use your backup plan to shrink that at all?
No, because it's not.
Oh, it's not based on day count.
Yeah, but I do have a backup plan extension in my items, so I could still use my backup plan for other stuff.
That's true.
But every time I do, that happens. So not great.
Okay.
Okay, so and then I will do him. So he's got taunt basically. This cannot be applied to other baddies while he's out.
Ooh.
Okay, so at the end of each apply dice step, I have to reduce my 2 to any stat.
This guy's little shoes. Little tennis shoes.
Yep. So at any time I may decrease the chip counter by 1 for +1 to any stat. So let's see here. All right, I'm gonna roll.
Interesting. You got ketchup on the right there.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a bunch of dice here to start with. I'm gonna roll. Let's see. I'm gonna roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here, I'll roll these dice.
And we cut to the pre-recorded dice roll results that I have. Yep. So we've got crit, hit.
Okay.
And 2 misses. So we can switch to this camera.
All right, let's throw the one of the misses into the backup plan, and then let's see here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here.
Okay.
Then let's see. No, this is good. All right. So then I am going to actually use this now. I know you're a big proponent of never using this until it was a crit, or you have to, but I'm going to use this now.
Hey, don't push me in a corner. I understand that character only has 1 health. Cool. And then
so it is the end of an apply dice step.
so you get -2 to any stat.
Yes. So I'm going to take -2 to my strat.
Makes sense. Down to 4.
Mm-hmm.
Your stats now read 2, 4, 6.
Yes. So now I'm not going to do any more dice rolling or application for this this time.
Okay, so you're going to take a 3 hit, but
So
it's
I would
reduced
take
by
3.
1.
Take 3 by 1, but then I'm going to use my, I can use my backup plan extension 2 in the suffer damage step, reduce damage suffered by 1. So I'm going to exhaust all these dice
Okay.
to reduce it, so I don't take any damage this time.
Yeah, so your innate reduces it by 1, and then reduced by 1, reduced by 1.
Yes, so I don't take any damage this time. Okay.
Okay.
So these guys are gone.
You have an instant that you can use.
I do.
Unless you can't.
Where?
On the bog ribbits. That you just...
Oh yes, thank you. Well, I when I defeated it, I didn't have any left space in my backup.
Okay.
So.
That's
But I do have to dump one of these cards though, because I reduced my strategy. So I'm gonna keep this new one that I got too. So I have to keep this guy in here. So I have to get rid of one of these other ones. This does no longer help me. And then keep this. I should have used this. It's too late now. I'm gonna get rid of this one too, so I can put this in here.
That is true. We still had actually we had 3 applied dice steps, but Cinder at the end of each applied dice step makes you -2 to any stat.
You can choose not to do the dice steps.
Yeah.
If you're
gonna get -6, which
Okay.
would be quite bad.
Okay. So then I get to recover 6 dice.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4,
3 purple, a red,
5,
4 purple, a red,
and 6. All right. Then I'm just going to
roll them all.
roll them all, baby.
One crit. Wow. But
I'm not sure if I actually got it.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. Okay. So apply everything except for the
red.
The red.
You want to apply all the purples?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh, but that's 8. No, never mind. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Okay, so
apply the blue hit and
wait.
the crit.
Well, how many misses do I have here? Oh, I have a lot of misses. So
You
no,
have
yeah,
5
apply everything
misses.
except for the red. Everything except for the red. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is where we're at. Sitting with 8 hits on him.
Mm-hmm. Now he has to reduce something I do again by 2. So I'll have him reduce strategy
your health
again.
by 2.
Reduce my strategy by 2 again. Okay.
All right. Do you want to reroll?
Reroll those. Yep.
All of them. So we got hit. 4 hits.
We're good, right?
I think so. How much?
2,
he has 8 health?
10. He's got 10 health.
Or 10 health?
Yes.
We had 8 hits on.
Okay. We did it.
Nice, right? Here's what we're looking like.
Yes.
We got 2 misses. Slot those in the backup plan.
Yes. One of them is left in the backup.
All right. Excellent. So we did it.
Yes.
Yay. Cinder has been incinerated. So what do? You just burn the card now?
Yeah,
Because you
that's
defeated it. There's nothing.
Chip Theory Legacy.
Yeah, it's our legacy game. We recommend that you eat the cards that you don't want. You burn the ones that you defeat.
You have that Microplastics T-shirt that's like
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that is the game.
Yeah, that is Too Many Bones, the 20 strong deck. That is on the easiest mode.
Yeah.
Right.
And I kind of lucked out there at the beginning.
Yes, you did. You got like every stat booster.
Yeah, the game is not like lousy with stat boosts by any means, but a lot of them happened to get like shuffled up into the front of the deck. Promise that was not on purpose. That was just like a thing that happened.
I saw him stacking.
You shuffled the cards.
I saw him
But
do it.
yeah, so I think that like a key to this is like trying to move through that encounter deck, especially like Cinder is probably the one where like having the Tyrant encounters, especially at a lower difficulty level, like having the Tyrant encounter still in there hurts you the least.
Look at this boy.
But if you do have all 8 Tyrant encounters there, obviously you want to, I could have run into a situation where I was needing to increase my stats and wasn't able to. The other Tyrants are even kind of like more punishing in that regard. So like obviously if you see
that's the guy. Look at that guy.
So if you see like all of the Tyrant encounters have on the backs of them they've got tentacles, and so you just take the cards that are tentacles and you turn them around, and those are the tentacles for Barnacle if you're playing a Barnacle. And they all have different like abilities and no rewards and stuff, so that can be really punishing, especially again if you're at a harder level. Like I said, Oxide has all these really nasty, abilities, and you need to use the Tyrant counters to turn them off. If you don't have any of them turned off at the beginning, you will be in trouble. And
Why is that?
you also, because he's kind of unbeatable if all of his skills are turned on. Also, he also exhausts dice from your pool at the start of the Tyrant battle, depending on how many you don't have. So he's really, really gnarly. You do not want him to.
He's also gruesome looking.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, and then Nam basically just adds. Nam has 9 health, starts out with 9 health, but you add 2 to Nam's health for every Tyrant card that's left in there. So if you leave them all in there, it's going to be, you better hope you're getting rolling crits, because otherwise you're not going to be able to defeat Nam. So
Yeah, what would he, so how many Tyrant encounters? There's 8, correct?
there are 8 Tyrant encounters, yeah. So if you were playing on hard and didn't unload any of them,
I don't think you could do that.
You would have 17, and
That's good.
you do have, 17 dice, right? Or
Yeah, you have 17 strong dice to roll. So
sorry, I'm stupid. That was sorry. It's 16 plus no, it'd be 27.
I was going to say I don't know how he got to
25. If you put 25, yeah. Sorry, bad. I'm a writer, not a
mather.
Yeah. So yeah, you'd have 27.
I don't even think you're doing that one right.
Nope, you're right.
25.
25.
Yep.
Thank you.
Someone really not a
Thank
mather.
you. Thank you, David. Yeah, 25.
Thanks for the breakdown. It does really help him learn.
No. I can do that. It's on easier for me to do it on paper sometimes. But anyway, so 25. You would have a frame of hit points if you didn't do any of them, which you could theoretically beat Nam still, but it would be
17 crits, overkill.
Well, you wouldn't be able to. Well, one thing with Nam too is that you always have to exhaust your one die at the start of every battle. Or every exhaust, it's sort of every engagement. You have to exhaust 1 die. And you have to, and if you want to make sure that you're actually hitting Nam with a good amount of dice, you have to make sure that you're exhausting a good die, because if you roll a miss at the die you're exhausting, you can only roll, you can only commit dice up to your strategy stat. So,
woof.
Yeah. So Tyrant encounters very important in this game, but yeah, I mean, I think I'm really proud of this deck, but I'm also just really proud of all the work that we did on all of these. The whole team, I think, was really put a lot of effort into these, and they're really fun. And obviously, the graphics and the art department made them look really, really cool.
Yeah,
and
really cool.
Yeah,
they're gonna look even cooler when they're actually in their final state.
Yeah,
which is pretty close, but
yeah.
I will put out one last call for questions. We will not give away the production copy. We don't want people to see it.
Well, you might teach it at a con or something. Yeah.
I'll teach it at a con. So we'll be at Origins next week. I will be specifically. So you can come up and say hi. We might try to do a live stream. I think I've figured it out. So there might be a live stream there. If you have any suggestions or wants out of that, let me know, because I have no idea what I would do with it. Because it'll probably be a pain and probably quite short, honestly.
Are you driving or flying?
We're flying.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you're driving, you should bring your trove chest down and then do like a live trove chest pack while you're.
Let me break some stuff down at the booth. We'll fill it up. No, I'm actually going to try and film a fresh new trove chest how to fill tomorrow.
Yep.
Maybe, if I have time. We'll see. I have to pack for this con. But yes, if you have any final 20 strong questions, or specifically Too Many Bones 20 strong questions, or any other questions in general before we go, ask them. We have a little time left here. And while y'all...
That's a good question.
Ooh, question about Tanglewood decks. Will their gameplay be significantly different from each other?
Yeah, so those decks they are currently being worked on. And there's... Yeah, right there.
I'm great at spelling things. I do it once per stream.
So Yeah, so basically the idea with the 20 strong Tanglewood decks is that the baseline like mechanics will be familiar across all three of them. So for example, right now anyway, like obviously none of this is like final what I'm about to say, but like there is gold that you can earn, and you're going to be counting the gold on your counter here. In all of them, you can use the gold to buy stuff from like a shop, or to like bribe enemies to leave you alone, or things like that. And so like a lot of times the rewards you're going to be getting are gold based, you know, and then like the way you interact with like with the shop will be similar, and you know obviously like the vibes will be similar, and like the premise will be similar, where like you will be moving like through like a tangle woods that is battling, that is kind of like fighting back against you. So like the woods is like
So
affecting
all the enemies
you.
are trees of some kind.
Well, the woods is like the woods itself is like kind of providing a lot of like kind of the enemy modifiers you would see on the cards essentially.
Yes.
But the way that you interact with those woods is going to be like pretty different. I mean, you've played a couple of them. Like
I've played one.
You haven't played Logan's?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
So
I like the one I played.
yeah. So yeah, we've got all three of them are in development. There have been two that have kind of been like out on the table here in like rough forms, and they're pretty different from each other. Like they while still kind of retaining like that familiarity. Like, okay, this is definitely Tanglewood. This feels like of a piece with like the overall like how these work compared to how the other ones work. But the actual way that you're interacting with the stuff, it's going to feel very different. I think everyone will have like their own kind of favorites in terms of like which ones are, you know, which ones they like the best in terms of like the way the mechanics interact. So and I think, you know, like the one that Logan's been spending a lot of time with, which is Tanglewood Red, like that's got like kind of I know people long time chip theory people will not be surprised to hear us say that there is some Slay the Spire inspiration there, because it feels like we always say that about our stuff, but there's some Slay the Spire stuff there where you're kind of moving up through these woods, and then like every time you can kind of choose like which kind of part of the path you stop on to kind of take these different effects. But then there's another one that I've been working on, Tanglewood's White, which is like the cards themselves are the woods, and like you're kind of moving through and kind of revealing these enemies on these different wood spaces. But then also the backs of the cards have like their own modifiers, where you're kind of like picking which modifiers come in and get you. And that one is like a little bit less linear, where you can kind of move in like the four cardinal directions, like depending on what you're doing. So
that's the one I've played.
They feel pretty different, I think. And then I know like kind of gold is still being worked on in a kind of a more embryonic state, but like I know some what's going on with that too, and that's gonna feel very different as well. So that's a long answer to that question, but they'll feel like each other, but they will not feel identical to each other.
Yep. Yeah. I have been quite surprised by how different all of these play, honestly. The system seems simple enough that you would typically think it would be hard to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah. It's it's funny, like we're definitely not going to turn into like the 20 strong only company, but like there are, I would say that there's probably like among different people in the development team, there's probably like 8 to 10 different like ideas for 20 strong decks that are percolating, you know, just by the way that we make stuff like that will, you know, obviously have to roll out over a period of like multiple years, because we have other projects like our big box stuff that's coming as well, and like expansions and things like that. So you know, it's this thing we can work in, you know, maybe sometimes as soft releases, sometimes as campaigns, and along with like any other things that we might be doing. But I would be wroth to say what else we would be working on. I would be loath to say what else we're working on. No 20 strong trove chest for the time being, I think. Although I think we probably will actually look into something that like can store stuff a little bit more as we get more decks out, but nothing so gargantuan as the trove chest.
I suggest that we partner with Quiver to make a weird. If you've seen Quiver, they're typically for Magic decks. It's just a long deck box with a strap on it, so you can just store a bunch of decks.
Yeah.
Very dumb. But cool. Did you have any playtesting surprises with the Too Many Bones deck? This was a question I was asked in the live stream, and I thought you specifically would have an answer about the Too Many Bones deck.
Well, I hope Salem and or Shannon is watching, because I would say that like Salem and Shannon were the people who were running the playtesting for the most part, and then kind of giving notes to Josh and myself. And obviously Salem was also one of the big designers, the initial designers on this stuff, so giving notes to themselves in that case. But like as a lot of creative people do, I think, feel a lot of like kind of possessiveness sometimes over like things that I come up with, and I try to like look at those things like objectively and openly. But like, I felt like the mechanics of like this deck were like pretty solid to start out with. Mm-hmm. And Shannon and Sam kind of were showing me like these are things that people are saying about like. Basically that like it's not that the mechanics don't work, but that like we're not being engaged by them. Like, and so it took me a while to kind of like come around to that, but they were very patient with me, and I really appreciate it, because they did make the game a lot better, as they always do. So like for example, like one of the biggest things, this system of like the three stacks, like the encounters and the baddies, like that was basically always there from the beginning, and then the way that you interact with the Tyrant encounters and stuff. But people were not using the encounter deck for the longest time. Just people were like, it's dumb, like or just like it's always better to use the to fight more enemies. And I didn't really agree with that even at the time, but like again, it doesn't matter. Like it's not the point isn't like who is right, because there's no such thing. Like the point is that like it didn't feel good to do, and so we worked on that, and like that part of like the way we changed a lot of little things to get that to work. But one of the biggest things that we changed, which was I believe an idea that Shannon had originally. I apologize, Sam, if it was your idea, but was to like have this second deck that you were scouting stuff onto, which then gives you multiple options to choose from, which makes the scouting feel a little bit less random and more so like a like makes you want to interact with the encounter deck more because you have more options, but B also like makes it so that the scouting doesn't feel as random. It makes you want to do scouting more often, because you're not afraid to like, well, if I scout, if I just take this card and move it from the top to the bottom, which is what you were doing originally, then maybe I have a worse card for my next one. People didn't like that, so and I understand that. Like now, obviously, I didn't use like a ton of. I did a lot of scouting for the encounter deck today. I don't think I scouted. I think I did like one scout for like either one of the baddies.
Well, you weren't playing a scout heavy character either.
Both times, yeah, that's true. But so that was like a big one. Just like I think this deck like conceptually is like kind of where we had it to start out with, but then a lot of little tweaks to just kind of be like, what are the mechanics in this that aren't getting engaged with? How can we get them to come out to the forefront? Like another thing is like, I was saying earlier about like sometimes you have to take damage to like you can use damage, health as a resource to gain back dice, and that was kind of like what I had,
designed it for.
Well, I designed it for that, but people weren't really doing it, and also like because people weren't doing it, they kind of quickly were saying that like Patches, who I had kind of thought was one of the more powerful characters in the game, had ended up kind of seeming underpowered. And I was explaining, I was saying to like Salem and Shannon, like, no, like you just need to be taking the hits, and then you can use his ability to gain back your health. And then they're like, well, no one's doing that. They don't like to lose health. Like, and so then Salem had the idea of, well, what if we alter Patches' power a little bit, so that way you can actually, when you get hurt, you can use your damage that you took to recover dice directly, in addition to like your normal recovery that you would do. And I was like, that's a really good idea. And then like basically that one change alone like turned around. Like we kept during playtesting like win rates for all the characters and like against the different tyrants and stuff, to kind of like see like what people were generally doing. And that like one change really kind of like single-handedly turned around like Patches' very low win rate into like something that was kind of where we wanted it to be. So nice. Definitely like good lessons learned, and good reminders for me to be humble and yeah, just like the usefulness of playtesting to like to show like what's working and what's not working. So yeah.
Awesome.
I do see additional decks were teased in the campaign with alternative true solo mode. So that's the direction. Okay, so question about like, do we want to do other things that aren't true solo for this? I think the answer is yes, if we have a good idea for it. And I know that, like, for example, I think most of the stuff that's being actively worked on right now is pretty much solo only. But there are other ideas we have kind of like in the hopper that are co-op or competitive. Like I have one, I don't even know if I should say it on the stream because it's just like I have one that's like very, very out there that would actually be like a 4-player PvP version of this game. And
comes with 4 decks.
It would involve it would involve like a kind of a different genre of gameplay than like you would see here, like where it's like you're still using like the core rules, but then like the way you're interacting with like a lot of the cards is like very, very different.
And that one comes with minis.
It doesn't get minis. Should I say what it is?
I don't know if you want.
It would involve.
I mean, nothing's official.
It would
here,
involve
so.
Again. I am not promising this in any way. I would say that like look for this as like the 80th 20 strong deck. It's not like one of the ones that's coming up anytime soon. Like I have an idea that would involve like trick taking, basically. You would play a trick taking game that would also involve like rolling the dice to like attack enemies kind of in the middle of the thing, and you'd be kind of playing the tricks to determine who is going to have to fight against the enemy, essentially.
So we call it trick lock.
Yeah. But like there, I know that we've talked about some co-op ideas too. I think if we, if and when we do the Cloudspire deck, I think very, very strong likelihood that would have a PvP element to it.
That's what you're supposed to play Cloudspire.
Yeah,
PvP.
So
there's no solo mode on that game.
There's a acclaimed solo mode in that game, but I think the idea would be for Cloudspire probably to have a PvP and a co-op or a solo mode. Probably not a co-op mode, but like a solo mode and a PvP mode. So it's definitely something we're interested in doing. We just have to kind of figure out we got to figure out what works. We have to figure out like what everybody's got interest in.
I would say too that all of these solo games double as co-op games. You just have to be humble in discussing moves.
Yeah, you have to have one person to roll the dice.
We co-opted it. Yeah. I rolled all the hits, so I technically won. And
you pointed out stuff I was missing or wasn't thinking about.
That's true. That's true.
So
we had the help of chat too.
As I think Salem said too in the last part of the stream. Like I don't know how long we even took to this. This game is not this one is maybe the shortest one of the 3. Maybe Solar Sentinels is shorter, but like
this plays about the length Solar Sentinels. I'd say.
Once you know how to play and you're not like explaining it and kind of going over all your stuff like on a stream. You can play it pretty quick.
I think I got like 3 games in like an hour.
Yeah. So
granted, I lost all of them.
You can go pretty quickly. So yeah,
you can't lose 3 games of too many bones in an hour.
That's true. Well, except for that one. The
forbidden game.
Are you ever going to post the forbidden video?
Yeah, but I've got like 17 different videos before.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that's about it. Again, we're going to be at Origins next week, or I will be at least. CTG will be. Feel free to say hi. We're at booth 1400. We might do a live stream. Might. If we do, what would you like to see? Leave a comment. I don't know. Feel free to let me know what you'd be interested in. Otherwise, do you have any final thoughts?
No, thanks to everybody for watching. It was fun.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you for all the help. Have a good one. Dance until the stream ends, Ryan. It helps. Keep going. It's not over.
I can't. My only dance.